it, but just figured it'd be easier trying to do it live. And so that it's not just me sitting here for potentially 10 minutes or 2 hours. I don't know how long it's going to take trying to eat 2 dozen donuts. I brought in my wife and my kid, and as long as you guys don't mind me talking with my mouth open a little bit, I'm going to try to answer questions. There's probably my mom. She'll actually, I think she's here. She's probably second else thing, but anyways, we're going to start into it. I'm eating these 2 dozen donuts because we reached the $4,500 goal for NAMI, which was raising awareness for mental health and illness. And my wife, she's off to the side. She's got the chat up. She's looking at it. So if you guys put questions in there, we might be able to answer it. Otherwise, I'm going to just try to eat these 2 dozen donuts, power through them. Hopefully, I can do it. I've never eaten 2 dozen donuts before. They are from Krispy Kreme. I've eaten 1 dozen before.
No, it's Mommy's Baba.
And that was only because it was for the Krispy Kreme challenge, if you guys have heard of that. So
NC State will get.
We're going to get into it. Hopefully I don't get too messy of a beard, but it may happen. So this is the size of them. This is 1. And you guys can hopefully keep me going. Well, I don't know about a timer. I guess we're starting at 10:57 my time, so Eastern Standard Time.
I don't know where my phone is.
Let's see how it goes.
What's your favorite kind of donut?
I like the chocolate custard filled.
Yeah, he loves those. Rusty, tell us if the first edition case is fake or not.
If I had to bet,
what would you do what would you bet if you had to?
Yeah, I would bet against it. I don't want it to be fake, but I mean, there's just so much about it that's wrong. YouTube rapper.
Hope you bought some donuts for the kids.
Yeah, there's some more.
We got 3 dozen this morning.
I'm already feeling this one. I'm 1 in.
Is this your breakfast? Have you had breakfast?
I have not had breakfast.
Not of these, baby.
Yeah. Ironically enough, when I get full, if I go outside and exercise, it really helps out. Maybe it just moves stuff around. I really don't know.
And he also loves to eat a ton. He drinks a ton too, but he loves to eat after. Well, no, you don't eat after basketball. You drink a ton, and then later that night, when he's restless, that's when he eats. Hey, both of you, quit. Go away.
I'm making a mess. I do have some drink here with me.
Do you own a first edition base set case? No milk?
No, I don't own a first edition base set case. I don't even own a first edition base set box anymore.
Me either, Ben Davis.
You are watching some random guy eat a lot of donuts.
You gonna weigh yourself after?
I weighed the boxes before, and it's like 3 pounds and some ounces. So I think if you take out the boxes themselves, probably just under 3 pounds worth of donuts.
Paul, I'm not. I hate to say that. It's cool to look at some of them, and I get excited about the artwork on some of them. But really, it's a job. It's what we do. I try to support Rusty in like the cons or conventions and the meetings and those kind of things. But just to be honest, I'm not super into any of it. Krispy Kreme hits different in the South.
I'm not recommending anybody eat 2 dozen donuts at a time.
Favorite set of all time.
I don't even know if I can.
And favorite individual card of all time.
So favorite set. I mean, I really like Expedition.
What?
And
you can't have daddies.
The favorite artwork for a card is that Mewtwo from Expedition. I do not condone drinking Monsters either. I just knew that I would sip this a lot slower, and hopefully it'll make me talk a little bit more.
2 pounds of sugar. It's 3 a.m. in Australia, and I'm watching you eat donuts. I'm sorry. Go to bed.
Well, go grab some donuts and eat them with me.
Was the light on when you got them from Krispy Kreme? He actually sent his mom to get them this morning, and they were hot when they got here.
They're not hot now. but it's probably a good thing.
What are you mainly Whoa, I keep moving. No, what are you mainly what is your main collecting goal for this year?
You know, I don't know if I actually set any goals.
No touch, that's daddy's.
You know, I'm still really working on the Charizard collection. I didn't finish out the Watsy Hollows. I got a lot of them taken care of, but I'm just slowly chipping away at that, working on more of the Charizards for the PSA 10 set.
John.
What's he grabbing the other camera? We're recording this just in case, but I've got to turn it on anyways, so it's not even that big a deal.
It still shows daddy. He's good. I think it's fine.
Just not all.
Rusty, do you know if you have any more not fall first edition boxes coming? I want to buy one, and I can only see one on your eBay, and it's damaged.
Oh, so the ones that are on eBay, they're actually not damaged ones. I must not have updated the address because I had ran out, and then I found another case.
Here, right here.
So the ones that are on my eBay, they should actually be case fresh. I just haven't. I must not have changed the description. I know I had in the title imperfect when I pulled that out.
Not right now.
Girl, you gonna knock over this table? Quit jumping on it. Grandma has donuts.
Grandma has donuts. Go back her. This is the content I'm subscribed for. Make a donut sandwich.
I'm trying to slow and steady it. I'm 4 in. I've got 20 to go.
Rusty's outlook on where to go on Shadowless long term. And do you think PSA will continue to grade the metal cards?
Well, for Shadowless, it's always gonna be less than first edition, except for maybe a few exceptions. Just because it has less of a basis. They're not the very first cards. They may even be a little bit more rare than first edition to find. But I don't think they're ever really going to surpass them in value. You're always going to have a bigger fan base for the first edition and then the more affordable stuff, which is based on limited regular. Kind of like the 1999-2000. Super niche. You know, not many people collect it, not many people know about it. However, you know, it's pretty rare. You know, it could be, you know, the PSA 10s are really tough to find. There's several that I can't even find. None are popping up on eBay. And this is like in a year's worth of time. I can burp.
It wasn't.
I'm putting away 24
donuts. It
wasn't
that.
And what was the other? The metal Charizard and the Pikachu. I don't know if they're going to grade it or not. Actually, I got a PSA 10 for like cheaper than what it was before the spike. And I'm waiting to see if it comes in and how the condition actually is. But they just got to figure out a way so that it doesn't get damaged. You would think that wouldn't be too tough, but, you know, who knows.
What's the difference between a Shadowless trainer and unlimited?
Well, there's going to be difference in the font and the color, but you can always look at the date.
Donut.
Huh?
John got a donut.
Oh, from
Not one of those, yeah.
So look at the bottom. It'll have $19.99 and $99 on the Shadowless trainers, and then for the regular, it'll just have the $99. It'll only be once, and there's a little bit of spacing differences too.
Does CGC grade the metal cards?
I don't know.
Have you seen it? You haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shouldn't we be seeing you take bites out of the donut?
Oh, what am I doing? Eating off camera?
Okay. I was trying to focus in on it, but I guess it doesn't.
That was number 5.
The PSA rep I spoke with via email made it seem like they would start. Why are you doing it?
Sorry, guys. We're
How many donuts are you in?
I am on donut number 6. So I've eaten 5 total donuts. Yeah.
Weak sauce.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I get for buying a little $4 stand.
Off eBay, probably.
Yeah, you know me. That is crooked as all get out.
Rusty. After 3 donuts, I start to feel sick. Yeah, you ain't lying. It's silicone. It's like a super cheap little thing.
Yeah.
He had, he got his grandfather's ring, and that's what we used when we got married, but we were both afraid that he would lose it or, like, destroy it somehow. So it's in a safe, and he wears that.
It's up there.
Yep. I do too much jumping around and forgetting to take this thing off. Could you bring me a few napkins.
What's your thought on those special custom 25th anniversary illustrator cards that were shown recently? I saw there was a Charizard or another PSA 10. You need it.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the ones that were given out in Japan, where they had that like weird Chansey and different cards. And it was similar, almost like the 25th anniversary stuff. I thought I saw like a Mewtwo and some other cards like that. I mean, I want to get one, but I mean, I don't know how hard it's going to be.
Yeah.
I reached out to a few Japanese contacts I have, and they're still looking into it. So, you know, I'll just keep
Go
my
put
eye
those
out.
donuts somewhere.
Try
Your
to
brother
get it.
cannot get into them. He's already eaten 2. Please go put them up.
My boy.
Your wife has to deal with it. No, I don't want that. Don't come at me with that.
All right.
Are you choking? Spit out.
He
Spit
just
out.
he just don't want to spit it out. When's the March drop? Merch drop. Oh, y'all don't want to wear t-shirts for me. My wife is actually getting a few TCA gaming t-shirts made, but that's just so that when I
We go
to a
places.
few places, people might actually know who I am because nobody's gonna know.
Did you guys get hit with snow? No.
Nothing.
No snow. The mountains got snow.
I'm so ready to sled in our
Like 45
backyard.
minutes from us, but
Got a huge hill.
we got nothing. Do you ever play golf? Do you ever play golf, baby?
No. Now, when I was a kid, we tried to set up our own little putt-putt course, but that was because the dumpster we used to dive in had a lot of golf clubs, and they just threw them out. So we had a bag and all these golf clubs, and we would find golf balls, too,
Should have sold them.
from when we'd go out different parks and different places, and we would drive them hard into this field, but then we would also cut the grass real low in our front yard and try to set up our own little putt-putt, but man, it wasn't any good.
Next stream is John eating 2 dozen donuts. He could probably put them away. That boy loves food.
Yeah.
Loves food.
This is number 7.
Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z Super Anime?
Yeah, I've watched them all. And that little spin-off that they did after it, which I haven't seen anything past year or 2 really has come out
Kokomo.
of
Where's
it.
Kokomo? Where's Kokomo?
Indiana?
Is that how
You
I'm
say-
saying
you
it?
say
Am I saying
Kokomo?
it wrong?
Where's it at?
Wrong. Right here.
Oh. I wouldn't think it to be 5 degrees in Indiana. Where's Kokomo?
Yeah, tell us where Kokomo is. Where are you guys from? We're like Conley Springs, North Carolina. It's halfway between Charlotte and Asheville.
You can come over here if you want.
Yeah,
Welcome to
just
show your beautiful
don't
face.
be like pushing on me is all I'm asking. How much is a
My daughter,
Malamar
yeah.
VMAX Rainbow Rare worth from Sword and Shield Rebel Clash?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I didn't open up any Rebel Clash. In fact, most of the Sword Shield sets, I didn't open up any of the product. It just really wasn't worth it to open it up for singles. It's getting back to that point now where it's hard to make money on booster boxes again. So if you want to make money, you're going to have to hustle and either sit on the product or, like I said, hustle and open it up. But I don't know. I really don't know.
What's your thoughts on Digimon?
I like the old Digimon show. I don't know much about the new stuff.
What about
but-
trading card?
What?
TCG, so trading card games.
Yeah, I don't know much about the new TCG. I imagine, as with everything else right now, it's cooled off, but that's just a guess. I really don't know anything about it.
How did your wife react when the first time you spent 6 figures on a card? I'm trying to think of the first time you spent 6 figures. Have you ever spent 6 figures?
Mhm.
Yeah. How many times have you spent 6 figures?
I think I've only done it. The Shadowless Charizard I did. The base first edition uncut sheet I spent, 6 figures on. I don't know. I used to tell her this stuff all the time, and at first she would react kind of.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What are you talking
It's a
about?
piece of paper.
And
You
then
know, like it can get ruined with a drop of water.
And then I think she just eventually got kind of
it.
numb to it
Yeah.
and was just.
Whatever.
Like-
As long as we have a house to
like-
live in, cars to drive.
Yeah, I mean, she could basically go on her Target and buy clothes for the girls and do what she
Target.
needs to. The Target delivers here. We are regular customers, and them and Amazon, they show up at our door. We know the UPS
They're my
drivers really well,
friends.
and she gets more packages than I do.
They my friends. Yeah, well, and it's a trust thing too. Like I trust that he's making good decisions, and I know about nothing about it. So how am I going to go and tell him, hey, you can't spend the money that you made off of selling this stuff? You
But
know?
then you'll be starting to manage some finances.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. Been there, I don't like it. Do you collect Dragon Ball Z cards? I'm assuming.
I don't. It's just hard for me to, like, I like to really focus and go hard at something. I do have some, but it's mainly from my dad's collection.
Brother doesn't go up there. Keep him down here, please.
That's our new installation. Finished the roof out, and now they're trying to go up this angled ladder
John,
to
come down,
hang out up
please.
top.
Yeah, come down, please. Did she step on your hand? That wasn't kind.
He's not quite 2 yet. He can make it up
You
there.
still have to apologize to him, Sissy.
If he fell through that hole, it would not be good. So he's got to come back down.
Thank you, John.
Hopefully
We
he
used
listens.
to find and sell golf balls at our local course to support our Pokemon addiction. That's pretty cool. Sounds
Nice,
like
man.
a Rusty move. Rusty, do you collect any other Pokemon products other than cards, plushies, etc.?
Most of everything I collect is card related. I do have some toys that I kept from my dad because he used to collect all that stuff. I do
Pins.
collect some coins, kept pins. Now we kind of give the pins to the girls and let them
Yeah,
collect
because
them.
they love them.
But it's so hard to collect that kind of stuff because it takes up a lot of space. And like I said, when I go at something, usually I go pretty dang hard, and it just takes up so much space. Like even now, I'd like to collect cases of every set, but I just can't because think of how much room that would take up. I don't have warehouses, and like I have this place here. I mean, it seems like a lot of space, but
And half of it's taken up now.
half of it's just like bubble mailers and boxes, and then you gotta have space for shipping. Gotta have space for like recording videos like this. And man, these donuts are hitting me. And
What are you at?
I've only ate 8.
Oh, you better jump on it. Do you think I have a chance of finding someone to trade PSA 5/7 Shadowless Charizard for Cryptic Nation First Edition box mint? That was basically Japanese to me.
If it's already graded,
Hey,
probably
baby,
got a good
please don't
shot.
push on the table, okay? I just visited Astro.
I think we had a PSA
or
4
Astro-
recently go on auction for about $500 or so. So a 7, I imagine, you're gonna be a good bit more expensive than that. Curl, you over here shaking the camera? I'm probably shaking it too.
Hey, Rusty, are you any closer to figuring out the Triflosion pack situation? Is that the PSA thing that happened?
No,
Where they
didn't.
opened them, but say they didn't.
I'll probably just
But
do a
didn't
video
contact
soon.
us.
I'm still waiting to hear back from them, but they contracted out to BBCE.
I
How the
think
heck
I'm
would they
more
even know?
salty about it than he is. It's just a integrity thing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, he keeps stepping over this thing. I think he's gonna rip the foam down.
Looking forward to.
Up
Are
to
you looking
9.
forward to Brilliant Stars? Is that a new one?
Yeah, any set with Charizard in it gives me something else to chase. So
Do your children have an understanding of how valuable Pokemon cards are?
nope.
They have no understanding
right
of
there,
how expensive anything is.
Z and G, he's the one who made me do 24
Z and G.
instead of 12.
Who?
Mr. James.
Is that
I
his
don't know if I'm
name?
gonna make it 24, man.
What are your thoughts
I'm gonna
on
try.
Logan's first edition case? Is that not the one that we just talked about?
Yeah,
Let's just
but
speak
they
about
might
that.
know. That's the big hot topic right now.
Okay.
I think
3
there's
younger
no
siblings.
way to
Justin
know.
gets it.
Oh look, if you ever see
I don't know
that,
what
that
that
means
is.
that means somebody gave us some money. Just let me know.
Thanks, Jacob.
Well, that was
Over
no, it was
100
Pokemon 2019.
Oh, thanks.
But
Pokemon 2019.
Jacob,
It looked
Roloff,
like it was
he's a customer.
together.
I recognize him.
You get what I'm saying?
But oh yeah, I lose track so quickly.
Well, it's hard to see.
But it's so hard to know
really
if that
wanna
case
know.
is going to be real or not. I mean, I would say no just by looking at all the stuff that's wrong with it, especially the story thing. I mean, it's like classic scam. I mean, if you dealt with this stuff, you know. And I really hope that it is real. But if you got Micah Birch involved,
Who's Mick Birch?
that guy right there, he goes back reselling all kinds of stuff. Rattle, he dug up some crazy information.
Like he was resealing, or he knows about the resealing?
No, he did legitimately reseal boxes back in the day. Like
So he was like a fraud.
Yeah, I don't know how he got away
Scammer.
with it, or how he's not in jail. But if he's involved, I mean, it's game over. As for WoW loot sellers, I've dealt with them before. Sometimes they sell good stuff, sometimes they don't. I don't really know what's going on there. I mean, I've heard a lot of bad things about them, and so, but personally, I don't think they've ever scammed me, and I have dealt with them. But then again, you know, that could be kind of biased as well. So I don't know how relatable any of that stuff is, but the fact that, you know, all of the information he has found, Rattle has found, has been so contradictory to what you would expect for something that is legitimate. I would bet completely against that. I mean, I don't want to bet against anybody, especially because this whole chain, you know, people buying this box, I mean, it's going to go back and it's going to hurt all the people that were involved, and I hate it for everybody.
How do you say this? Arceus?
Arceus or Arceus.
Okay, whatever. Do you have them just like you have them displayed in your room, or do you have them like where people can get to them? And if so, do you have kids, and are they allowed to touch them? Because I would like to know. Will you be okay after you eat all this? No, he will not.
I'm feeling it.
Thank you guys.
I'm on donut number 9. Or
Hi, Mama.
10. I'm on donut number 10.
Do you like to eat galoshes? Is it like a shoe, like galoshes?
Where's that?
Colachs.
Kolaches?
Kolaches. Mr. Stubstep?
What is that,
Could
man?
you tell us what that is? Nothing like Monster to wash down. Yeah, I know. It's a great choice. Rusty's feeling it. How many you got left? Man, you're moving slow. You got to get on it. Yeah.
Donut 10 down.
If you were Logan, would you open the case to check? Well,
Yes.
if he opens, well, absolutely, you would open it.
You
But
gotta
if
open
he
it.
opens
At
it,
this point, it's worth
would it
nothing.
not like void anything, like any contracts that were signed or any, you know what I mean?
If he opens it and it's fake, there's a lot of fraud and scam involved.
But if it's not, then he kind of
Like people,
and he doesn't.
you can't like create counterfeit stuff and then sell it. Like there's a lot of laws being
You don't
broken
need
there.
napkins here.
But at this point, you got to open it to retain any value because there's so much doubt in the community. Nobody's going to touch that case. Nobody's going to buy it. So once he does open it, I would open it up. I would probably open up a box, and then I would examine the seals on all the boxes. But I would at least open up one box, and then that box, he's probably going to have to weigh out those packs if everything looks legitimate at that point. And then even open probably up at least one heavy pack, maybe a light pack, just see that the weights are all correct because somebody could have
Sarah,
6 boxes
we got it,
and
baby.
have
Thank you.
resealed them. So if he opens up the case and sees that it's 6 boxes, that might not still be a telling story. You might have to actually go in, open up one of those boxes and verify that the contents are legitimate as well. But then he could resell it back up. Like, because then he'll have
Like you
a
did?
fully...
Right? Isn't that
Yeah,
what you
but I did it for a box. He's got a whole case. So, I mean... But he could seal it back up at that point, and then there would be so much more buyer confidence if he went to sell it down the road, or even just keep it for himself to open up, in other videos.
Lost my place. What's the company that authenticated it? Do you know? Or was supposed to have authenticated it? John Down.
I had not heard of them,
Thank
BBCE
you.
or whatever it was. And when I was talking about wild loot sellers earlier, I think that's who Rattle was saying was in charge of some of that stuff. I really don't know. I don't want to quote
anybody's
stuff
name on
that I don't
something,
know.
right.
Yeah, but I think it's BBCE. I think it's what they said. And I don't know how you authenticate a case unless you were the one who bought it from the distributor at the very beginning, because this tape is very easily replicable. Let me show you.
Hey, maybe.
That's what they're. This is basically what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's like generic tape.
Like it's just stop tape.
We
Now,
could
some of-
probably go on Amazon and find some.
Now, a lot of this stuff here, like you can see all these.
Or eBay.
See how, like you can, match this stuff up if you need to. Like, I would almost think that if you get the size label and you get a good dymo, you could almost replicate this too. I mean, it's hard, but like I know mine are legit because I bought them personally from the distributor. But I don't know if anybody, even Gary, who actually bought them from the
yep,
distributor.
right here, Uline. It's the exact same tape. We like Uline.
To see, like he compared it and checked the, like even the tape itself wasn't the same. Like it was like different spacing, but it could be inconsistency with Wizards.
He doesn't care. I care. See, he's got some tape.
I know. I was just telling you, like, but like the tape itself could be inconsistent. Like there's still a chance for it to be real. It's just so tough. Like with something that expensive, you just need to go ahead and verify what's going on inside of it. There's not much provenance now to having a completely sealed case.
Has he said that? Has he said anything about it? Do you think there's a reason he's not doing that?
Not doing what?
I don't know. I haven't
I
talked to
think
him about
that,
it.
I believe there was a chat last night and I didn't listen to it, but from what I'm hearing through Buzz, they're going to open it this weekend and verify, see what's going on. So I hope that it's real. I think I saw in the chat somebody said Gary said it's 99% real. So I don't know what he's going off of there unless he just knows something that we don't, that was brought up in the chat. But you know, Gary, he's the only one with the case. So, I mean, maybe he pulled out his case and looked at it and compared different things. But if
or
he
maybe
said
they're both fake.
Inconsistencies in Wizards of Coast always, yeah, I mean, inconsistency
get it?
leaves room for the possibility for it to be real. It's not a proof that it is real though, and it doesn't override all of the inconsistencies that there are. So I don't know. At 99%, you know, it's pretty tough. Like for me, like I said, I wouldn't touch that box
Where's
unless
John?
he opens everything up. He didn't go up there, did he?
Girls, is John up there?
I don't think so. All those boxes are lined. I told him to line up the
Okay.
boxes.
All right.
So, Gary, he's got some weight behind, you know, what he says. Like I said, but I don't know where he's coming from with the 99%. That's probably just a number that he threw out there. But if there was a bunch of information presented that I didn't see last night, that's great, you know, because everybody involved, maybe they're fine now. You know, I mean, you had the Pokejew who was involved with it, so I assume he did his due diligence on some of the stuff. But, you know, a lot of the information that was brought up by Rattle, I don't really know much about Rattle, but he brought up a lot of good points. So it's tough. You know, I think they're all in a tough spot, and the only right thing to do at this point is to open it up and check and see what's going on. And like I said, it's going to be a headache
What you got,
if
baby?
it does end up proving to have fake contents or non-first edition base set contents.
Vibes, I want to know what you said that you took it away. I'm interested.
Finally starting Donut 11.
Blah, 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 blah. What's your opinion on Island Boys? Is that a set? Or
I
is
think
that
they were in that chat, right?
a movie? I
don't know who they are.
have zero idea.
They look like they had
Also,
some
they're people.
crazy hairdo going on. I'm sure they're fun to...
Crazy or different? Like, was it legit crazy, or was it just like, you know, like, what's that
I
guy?
don't They look like, you know, we could go climb some trees together.
Oh. He likes to do that too. Okay. Can we see anything using an airport x-ray machine? What?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe
I've only
they're
been to the
referring
airport
the thing. I think they're
one
referring
time.
to that box thing. Like, would they be able to see anything? I don't know. I don't know who would do that.
I don't think
I
you
mean,
could
maybe
verify
somebody knows what- I don't know.
what type of cards were inside.
Stop after a dozen, please. Yes.
I wish.
Pokemon 2019. Thank you. Yes.
I'm at 11.
Which Pokemon do you think can eat 24 donuts? Snorlax. If he can stay awake.
But Onyx.
Onyx.
He's like 20 foot long.
Isn't he that rock thing?
Yeah. I bet he could eat like the whole dozen.
I feel like he eats like baby birds for breakfast. I don't feel like or maybe like baby lizards.
Hey, I think I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing.
Yeah, you
No,
are.
don't
You're
think.
always wearing that yellow shirt when we do things.
So when I get dressed in the morning, I grab the first shirt that's inside my closet. Usually it's in the dark.
Which tells you that clothes are getting done.
I've got about thank you very much. I've got about 8 pairs of shorts, and they're all black. Might have a little stripe to them, but
They're different colors. Some of them are
these
different
haven't
colors.
been. This one has not been worn that much because, like you can see, this is back when I was the Charizard Authority. I pulled it. I've got a box full of those shirts that I couldn't sell after the whole Nintendo issue. So every now and then I pull one out and replace the ones with these giant pit stains. I mean, I'm sure that was very glamorous, but
Whatever, you got them
That's
close.
what happens.
So, Sam agreed
number
with me.
12. Number 12.
All right. What is Scrapple? Is that like Scrabble, but they messed
I think
up?
that's what people up north call liver mush, or is that grits? Is grits or liver mush for people up north?
I don't think they don't have liver mush up there. So it can't be
I
that.
think they do, but it's called scrapple. Is that or grits? Somebody know? Here, you're all up here in the
I
chat.
know. I'm trying to get through these. Can you?
You're like,
listen, I'm controlling this.
you
You
got
gotta
like
do your
this
thing.
much space.
Can you work on your donuts
I'm working
because
on it.
you're only on number 12? So.
Oh, the Rusty Y. This is for Nami. You guys hit the $4,500 mark on the donations, so I gotta eat 2 dozen donuts. Because of James Carson, Mr. Z and G. Oh, sorry if you're not supposed to. I'm not supposed to give your last name out.
What? Great.
I can't edit it now.
Please don't sue us. Which Pokemon would most likely run a donut shop? I would also say Snorlax, except for he would be asleep.
He'd be eating it. I don't know.
Is there a threshold where an item becomes worthless because of its rarity and high counterfeit likelihood? Good question. That's like a college level question right there.
Well, it depends on how much appeal it has, because there's a lot of cards that have terrible backstories, and they could be counterfeit. Kind of like that Protostoys, the Prototype Magic the Gathering Blastoise. That card, I mean, it's gone for ridiculous amounts of money, especially after CGC verified it. You know, but up until that point where in the thread they had like the uncut sheet, nobody really cared. I think I had an opportunity to buy that for like $3,000 and then $7,000, and then went for like 6 figures or something. But like the pre-release Raichu, for example, not many people will touch that card because you can fake that stamp so easily. So people are just like, you know what, it's not worth it. But there's still somebody out there, you know, if you come directly from a Wizard of the Coast employee and you could convince them, then, you know, they might go for it. They might just go ahead and pay the $10, $25, $50, $100,000 for it. But that's a good question.
What's your first name? His first name is actually Russell. He's just always went by Rusty.
For Rusty Wallace. That's who my parents pulled for.
Oh, I feel like Lupu and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, could be friends because they understand my sarcasm. All right, Rusty family, what's your all-time favorite set to open?
To open? What doesn't end? I don't feel good. They're cold and tasting like raw sugar on my tongue. Kind of feels like sandpaper. And what was the question?
What was your favorite set to open?
I don't know. Was, as in a set that I opened a lot. I had a lot of fun opening up Generations. Had a lot of fun opening up Hidden Fates, but because I opened up in such volume, it wasn't as much enjoyable. But with Generations, I really did enjoy that. It doesn't have like a ton of chase cards like people would think. Legendary Treasures, that was also a very fun set to open. The only really
Don't touch it.
old set that I opened up a booster box for, especially when I was a kid, was Neo Genesis First Edition, and I really liked opening that. And then the other was Expedition. I remember buying 20 Expedition packs off of an I Wanna ad, which is basically like Craigslist for newspapers. But I paid $1 a piece for 20 Expedition packs. I paid $20, and I opened up all 20 of the packs, and I just had a lot of fun doing that. A lot of just organic fun, and there's a lot of artworks in there that were pretty cool. It was the first e-reader set.
I can't. We know your character. Let me see.
Brent says donuts down, man.
Do you think we will reveal it? Yeah, I'm sure it would.
That's
Second dozen. Working on it. This is not my bite.
Do you
this is
own
John's
or
bite.
have you ever seen base set
That's a
pre-release?
bite.
Hey, Sarah, pre-release cards such as Raichu, or is it a myth?
So with the Raichu, I do believe those exist. However, I've never seen one. Not in person, anyways. I know a few people. Well, I know of one person who has one. I know a few people who've had them pass through their hands, and I know of one person who was in charge at the time who had 5 of them, supposedly, but there were no pictures for proof. So, again, it's one of those cards. It's like, yeah, I'd love to have one in my hand, but it's so elusive now. Like, it'd have to be a very, very convincing Wizards of the Coast employee that wanted to sell it to me before I would, even touch it.
Who is your idol, and where can they find a video where he goes over all the research? Is that the one that was actually doing that video?
Yeah, Rattle.
Right, you gotta go.
He only had like
love you, but thanks.
1,000 subscribers or something when I first saw that his first, or it was actually his second video that dropped. It was like refund incoming. I didn't even see the first one, but now he's got like 4,000 subscribers or something. Like he's like those videos are all over the place. But just look up refund incoming Logan's box or something like that. Although, I mean, you should be able to find it pretty quickly. They're getting a lot of attention, a lot of views, and he's got 4 parts to it. He dropped another one yesterday, which had, like, he was getting bribed $500,000 by the guy to pull the video down. So, I mean, like, to me, I mean, it's like, why would you, try to bribe somebody $500,000 to pull the video down, that's giving evidence that, the boxes are most likely resealed, or the case was most likely resealed if it wasn't actually indeed resealed. Like, if you knew it was legit and the story checked out, then it just, the stuff doesn't add up.
Who is Matt McClung?
Mac
McClung.
Can you be? Oh, sorry, man. I don't know who that is. He must be either like really old or really in the past decade, because I haven't watched sports much at all in the past decade.
Yeah, we don't watch sports. It's really wonderful.
I don't have time for sports. If I have time to do something like that, I'm probably going to go
No
outside
video
and play
games, no sports. And this isn't like something that I've pushed upon him. It's just not something that we do.
Time for it.
And it's wonderful because growing
Done that
up,
number 13.
everybody I knew's family loved sports, and that's all they ever did was watch sports
Well, we played
on
them all the
TV.
time.
You sit on the couch to do it. And I'm not judging you guys, okay? But you sit on the couch to do it. Okay? But you get all riled up like you know these people, like you're like going after like your 7-year-old's team, because I will. In those moments, yes, absolutely, Mama will cheer. For somebody I don't know, no, not cheering.
Where'd my water go?
I don't know. Sorry. Tangent. All right, moving on. How many first edition boxes do you know exist off the top of your head?
I mean, I think like
Oh, I just passed by like 10 of them, and I don't know what they said.
a lot of these auction places have quite a few, so expect more to be coming out. But again, I can't even put an exact number. I remember when a lot of people were like, "Oh, there's probably only 10 left in the world," and this was still a mass release product. Yeah, it's way more scarce than unlimited base, but there's more. There's always probably going to be another box coming.
Pokemon 2019. What's your plan on working those donuts off? We have family coming in this weekend, and I'm really hoping that we can go hiking or something. He doesn't gain anyway. So here's the thing: he loses it, and somehow it like replenishes through like water overnight.
She's right.
But he doesn't ever gain weight. It's
I lost over 5 pounds playing basketball last Sunday. You were only there for like an hour and a half playing.
I'm gaining 18 pounds by smelling these things. Thanks. Is that a set? Is what a set? I'm not sure. Twerk for work. That's
What?
a screen name. Is that what they're called? Or are they still called screen
I know
names?
what a twerk is. Took a while.
Okay. Is it smarter to sell a complete graded shadowless set as a whole or as of individual cards?
Probably just as a set. It'd be easier too. Oh, I need to start smashing these donuts.
Oh, that was sweet.
I about went through this
Is
monster
there
too, which is
anyone
24
else
ounces.
in the community that is really trustworthy? We find people that we trust in the community, but
Yeah, what are you looking to buy?
I think, well, he said, or she, not biased.
I trust Charlie in everything he does.
Since you
A lot of
are
people
the
don't
most
trust him, but I
trusted
do.
seller, I only buy packs from you or PokeRev. Is there anyone else in the community? Well, Charlie's never done us wrong. He's always been open and honest up front with everything. And he's got a cute little baby now.
Oh yeah, he's probably the most trusted person in the hobby for me.
Where's
Where's
your
he at?
first edition case?
13 down. What?
Where is your first edition case?
I don't have one, man. I sold my last box to Mr. Logan. You know, I wish I could get it back, but at the same time, that money really helped fund some other things that I went for.
Like what?
And,
Oh, well, you don't have to tell him. I was just asking.
so I
I'd like to
sold
know.
a PSA 10 Charizard to buy the first edition base uncut sheet. And then that right there, when I sold the base first edition box, that helped get the Tropical Mega Battle set from 2001, the English Burst set, the super rare one, can't believe I lost out the last one at that went through Heritage, but I was already spending way too much money. So that was something that I spent over 6 figures on, but it was a set. It also helped fund other big purchases too. But oh man, that was one of the big ones. I got 11 donuts to go, guys.
Have you ever thought about doing authentication for sealed product for any grading companies?
No, they couldn't pay me enough to take that liability. Can you imagine with BBCE right now? They get that thing opened up and it's fake.
Can you imagine them sending things here to be authenticated and one of our kids poking a hole in it?
Or eating it. Or
falling on it?
We can't turn
We take really good care of
things. Let me see if I can turn this thing around for a second. So right there, you see those elite trainers?
Where?
I found my son the other day digging into the sides of them. Right over here. Just ripping.
John, can you bring those to mommy,
He
please?
got to some work screws. But he was digging into the plastic right over here. So those aren't really sellable anymore.
Can mommy have those, please, John?
So I keep the consignments I bring in, they all stay right up there at the top of my thumb, like way out of reach of everybody. The poor man's first edition Charizard is the unlimited. You might as well just go for it. I don't think I did this.
I've been picking up. Sorry, y'all. Like when I scroll, it skips
Number
things,
14.
and then it's like hard to get back to them. Whatever. I've been picking up PSA 8 to 7 first edition Neo Hollows for around or under 100. I think they are too cheap. What are your thoughts? Lots of baskets. FedEx is here.
I don't know what FedEx is bringing.
Probably with some Target. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do have 2 things that are coming today. Actually, 3 things.
Really depends on the card. You talking about Lugia? Yeah, for sure. You ain't gonna find him for that price.
Lupu, if you have 2,000,
I was answering that question.
Oh, it's okay. Keep going. See the disrespect.
You can also get like PSA 9 Watsy Hollows for like $50 or less. I sold a Brock's Ninetales for $53 last night. Yeah, sugar drunk. That's what it is. I don't drink, by the way. Neither does my wife or anybody in this household. At least not while they're here, or to my knowledge. It's just a choice.
Sometimes these kids make you wanna.
But right now, I am doing devastation to my body with this. Probably way worse than when you guys
it's for Dad.
do drink alcohol.
Lame. Okay. If you had $2,000 now, what would you buy? Would this be like a personal purchase or like an investment?
If I could buy anything?
That's what I'm wondering.
I assume Pokemon is what you're talking about.
You lived in South Carolina your whole life and never heard of Liver Mush?
Probably some more PSA 9 first edition base set hollows.
Like that. It's
Liver Mush is good.
It's called grits up here. I live in New Jersey and call them grits. We call them grits too. What was it? Snapples or something? That they were saying?
They said Scrapple.
Scrapples.
So
Yeah, we weren't sure what that was.
Maybe somebody Google it real quick.
No thanks.
Uh,
All it takes is $4,500 to get you to torture your body.
This is a pound and a half right here.
He does, Jacob, have the metabolism of a superstar. It's ridiculous.
Probably won't last forever.
Dusty, how often? I think they meant Rusty. How often
I told you guys this might be a 2-hour video.
In your PSA slabs, when you get back, do you have a reholder a lot? So I'm assuming he's talking about, when you get them back, do you see dust or debris in your PSA slabs?
Yeah, sometimes, but I just let it go. Because it's like sending them back because you got a little frosting on the side of your case or a little scratch on the outside of it. Use that stuff inside. It doesn't make a big of a difference. But if it does look like it's going to damage the card, for sure, send it back. But a lot of times that really little stuff, if you tap the card, it'll just fall down. It'll actually fall below that little bar that they have. That's how small it is.
Jay Garcia, will you be at Leonhardt's pop-up shop?
I will be at the pop-up shop. In fact, I got some
We're really excited.
info from Leonhardt. He was offering to send security guards and that kind of stuff as I walk around. Nobody's going to know me. There's going to be Leonhardt standing over there. And I'm going to be walking behind him.
And they're
going to try to do something.
Crowding in on him. And
they're probably going to think
sorry, sir, you're not supposed to be in this area.
clean up on aisle 3. And I'm going to go over there.
Well, and then I got to think, is it that rough down there? I feel like, they're Are they red state?
Well, I mean, Leonhardt.
So like
he's
I
got
would
like
think,
a
you know,
million and a
they're
half
probably pretty
followers.
chill because ain't nobody wants to get shot. You know. Any tips for starting a YouTube channel? Just do it. Just go for it.
You're asking the wrong guy. I have had a
Yeah.
YouTube channel since 2013, and I have showcased millions and millions of dollars worth of crap on here. Opened up basically every box there is, and I've only got 65,000 subscribers. Although I have probably the best subscribers out there because the comments you guys give me are really good, and I appreciate that.
You guys are so sweet.
And I appreciate all the emails that you guys send me, saying how
Little
this channel
notes.
helps you and stuff. So,
Yeah.
But if you want to start one up and you want to get a lot of views and subscribers, talk to somebody like a Leonhardt or Pokey Rev. I think Pat Flynn. I mean, Deep Pocket Monsters. That dude is like, and he makes really good videos. So go talk to somebody like that, and they can give you good advice. I'll give you. I only started doing lives. I might have 5 lives on this video on the entire channel. I have over 1,000 videos, and even right now, you're getting this little shaky thing that's going on. And
While our kid is like eating screws in the background.
Yeah.
He's just caring. He just likes to see things.
Y'all are lucky he's not just running around screaming.
Screaming, banging his head. That's what he does.
Donut 15. Well, I had to say something, right? I think I'm looking at the wrong side of the camera.
Do you like to dance, Rusty?
I kind of dance like
He dances,
a really bad Will Smith. If you ever watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince.
That's
where he got his dance moves.
That's about it. And it's only when I'm just around my family. It's not like I'm doing that
he
on
won't
the
do
dance
that.
floor.
Yeah.
The guy on the dance floor that's dancing, that's not me.
He's the guy in the corner, like drinking a yoo-hoo.
I'm like watching, or if my wife's out there and I'm with her, I'm like holding her hips. I'm doing the thing where it's like
I gotta do
I'm
everything.
the pole.
He doesn't do nothing.
She's over there.
I gotta find somebody else
breaking
to
out the
dance with.
moves.
Like,
Now I used to be able to do the worm. But it was backwards. I do a backwards worm. I couldn't do a forward. That was Trey. That was funny.
Sport is more fun to play than watch. I agree. That's kind of how I feel, Elliot.
Oh.
He plays in the NBA, but he's not like crazy tall. But he can dunk like crazy. I guess that's the McClure. I can't remember. Would you like to come up here with mommy?
Was it like a Spud Webb?
With your icing all over your face?
Or a Muggsy Bugs?
You see his face? Okay, yeah.
Spud
You
Webb
can't have one of those. That's your
he was,
daddy's.
5'7" and won a dunk
Here,
contest?
would you like some of these?
Dude, Z. I am feeling it.
Boy.
You didn't want them cheeses.
Stop. It just paused while I do. Quit touching things.
Hit the play.
John, I'm going to take you out, bub. I'm not actually taking him
I gotta
out.
find my water. Do some push-ups.
Sports to control the masses. You had to get them to sit down. Thought you guys were cool until your sports take. We're not saying anything bad about it. That was most of Rusty's childhood. I just don't personally like to sit down and watch it. Now, live, love watching it live. Used to go to NC State games all the time. Loved it. Do not like to sit and look at a TV and watch somebody that's like this tall.
I'd rather just go play.
Run across the screen and jump like 2 inches off the floor, because that's what it looks like when you're watching it on TV. Even the big screen, like that's what it looks like.
Most donuts I've ever eaten.
Have you ever bought an uncut booster pack sheet? Oh wait, no. Hold on, I bought. Yep, sorry. I bought an uncut booster pack sheet from you in April 2020. Do you have any left?
Is it base or fossil? I still have both of some left. The base set one, there's probably plenty left on the roll. I'm just not cutting any more off. I'd cut 100 off to send to CGC. They were supposed to grade them. After a year, they hadn't done anything with them, so I had them sent back. And so I'm kind of just selling those off slowly.
What's your take on the 25th anniversary trainer box? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I do better with talking than eating right now.
Sorry. Push them in.
I'm trying. I don't want any more donuts.
There's gotten away.
It was Z and G's fault.
Lost 5 pounds. Yeah, that sounds about right. TC, a wife. I love my new truck. She's actually at the shop right now because she needed a few things to fancy her up, and some safety things. So she's getting like new window seals.
Well, she probably won't get that.
Belts,
Get the radio put in.
radio, backup camera. And don't y'all come at me over that backup camera, because look, we got 3 little kids, and that truck sits at like my chest level, and I back in everywhere I go. So if I'm backing in our driveway and one of the kids are back there, even though they know not to go behind, but this one doesn't, you know,
They'll just be under.
1.5. I don't want to take a chance. It's not something I want to take a chance on. Getting a backup camera. Please
God,
stop
I'm
touching
telling you, I'm
stuff. I'm gonna
feeling
take
it.
you out.
I don't know if I could do this.
All right, and thank you for asking.
Can't get some Jesus in on this.
Jesus. Holy Spirit, activate.
I
Holy
might start
Spirit,
stacking and
activate.
smashing so I can just take less bites.
Oh man, this thing, yours is not smooth.
The Carlton dance.
Yo, I don't even see where you sell that. I'm trying to.
Let's go, Rusty, a man of the people. We need Z and G to do so. Yeah, man, Z, how about you do some 2 dozen donuts? Let's set a bar for you. I'm gonna be donating to
Why
that.
didn't y'all do 12 each? That's what you should have said. You should have challenged him right back to do 12 if you did 12.
Well, he said 2 dozen.
Because you're gonna be miserable the rest of the day.
No, I'll be fine after I'm done. It's
Do the
just
worm after you do the dozen donuts. You already gave your thoughts on that. The Carlton then jump into the worm. John is legit crunching up Cheez-Its and putting it on his computer. My wife and I literally bought a dozen original glazed donuts and assorted the other day. I love Krispy Kreme. Save yourself and don't eat more. Yes, I agree, but I bet it's bet. Okay, once again, will you tell your thoughts
15.
on the 25th anniversary trainer? Because that's been asked like 3 more times since then, I think.
About the Elite Trainer?
And we're at the bottom. Well, we were.
I'm setting it back.
Eat 2 at once. I agree. I think you should try that burger style.
I'm gonna smash them.
Smash them. That's okay. They're still eating them. I bet you do feel miserable. And you better eat that or not. Hey, baby.
2, 4, 6, 8. Got 9 left. So I've got 15 down. I got family coming in.
Somebody had said to wash it down with. Yeah, we do.
What?
You get to see money.
Wash it down with what?
The 1 chip challenge.
I thought about it, but I don't want to like puke it up because then it's like I cheated, you know. All right. I'm gonna smash some together.
It's like you cheated. You're gonna smash 3 together? Hold up.
I feel like I need to burp, but there's probably no air in there.
Bring it this way. Take out the other side.
Let me blow my nose.
Y'all ever travel outside of the U.S.? Not yet. I wish.
Try the what?
Travel outside of the U.S. We're gonna get there one day. You know, if
I mean,
people ever chill out on the.
we went to Hawaii,
That's not outside.
so we're outside the
We're outside of the
contiguous-
mainland.
contiguous. I missed.
Big time. Ooh, don't be touching.
Oh, that's a little better.
John, listen, buddy.
Okay.
No, don't touch.
Here we go. We're gonna smash
Stop.
3.
How tall are you? How much do you weigh? Well, he did weigh 165-ish.
That's about 170. Between 165, 170, depending on after what meal. So there's 3 smashed donuts. Nice and heavy. That's what I'm working on now. That will be at 18. I gotta do it again. Gotta do it a few times.
You've been in this hobby for so long and have seen the highs and lows. How do you combat FOMO with deal with the scalpers? I can't find product anywhere on my shelves.
Just go to eBay. Like it's cheaper there.
Scalpers. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, like booster boxes right now are super cheap. Oh, this is not feeling good going down.
Throw up incoming. Z from Z and G Emporium is. Oh, okay. Shouldn't have read that one.
How many donuts have you ate?
Sometimes it takes me a minute to.
I have eaten 15 and a bite of 3. I keep drinking, which I know this is not helping. Because if I had not drank this at all, I'd have 24 less ounces in me.
Dip them in something.
But I need to.
Do you want me to go get you milk?
What about G though, Raymond?
Do you think Yeah, I'm just Do you think Celebration's ultra premium? But I thought they were talking about Raymond. Like the guy with the big nose and the little twins and the little girl, like the show. So I'm just moving on. Do you think Celebration's ultra premium box will go up in price? And do you recommend investing in Brilliant Stars and VMAX Climax?
I gotta remember to listen. But yes, I think it'll go up eventually in price. Baby? I've got some set back myself. I think they're around $200 right now, which is down quite a bit.
What's she's calling you?
And then the VMAX Climax. I've got several boxes coming in. From what I hear, there's good allocations going out for a lot of people. So I expect the prices of the boxes to not be that crazy, and to there be enough supply in the market to where you should see them below MSRP, even online. That box is empty. I finished that one.
Yeah, I had to put it back up there because of John Boy. I don't know if I missed you announcing it or anything, but are you not opening packs on the channel anymore?
So I need to. In fact, I'm waiting on the website to completely finish updating, and then I'm going to look into getting some more vintage stuff. But I also don't want to open it back up to where I'm taking in a lot of consignment vintage, booster boxes and packs again like I did last time, because it took up a lot of time, and I just don't have as much time doing the regular consignments at the moment. So it's tough. I don't want to be irresponsible and not be able to open them consistently. So I'll probably change it up how I do it once I do. Oh.
Yo, Rusty, how much would you sell PSA 10 Blast Toys from Expedition?
From Expedition, which one? There's two different ones. One of them's a bit harder to get. Well, there's only one hollow. There's two for alligators. You got the reverse hollows, and I think there's two non-hollows.
How do you manage?
Maybe I'm thinking for alligator.
Oh, sorry. I keep thinking
it's pretty expensive though. I think it's a couple $1,000s. The PSA 10 hollow one. The one that I'm thinking of, where he's like coming through the water and the water splashing up around his face.
I like watch out. How do you manage your time and keep track of your inventory? Any general tips?
You just don't let anything go by. If you have something that you need to do, when you think of it, you either write it down or you do it right then. Otherwise, you're going to forget, and it's going to be too late before you get around to it. Like this morning, right before the video, I had 7 minutes, and I'm like, I need to do taxes. And then I wrote down, I'm like, I need to just do taxes right now. So I went and paid my taxes for the EFTPS, the NC5, the 941. I went and just paid all of it, because just go ahead and get that taken care of. I still got to do the quarterly stuff, and then I got to do the yearly stuff, but you got to wait on a few, forms to come out for that kind of stuff. But whatever I could do, I just went ahead and did it right then, because I knew if I didn't, we're already 7 days into January. I forgot about it for 7 days. I like to do it on the first day. So just go ahead, take care of it. Anytime you get something in, be done with it. Do everything you need to do with whatever it is as soon as you get it, and then move on to something else so you don't have to worry about it, because you're going to forget, here and there. You're going to forget things. That's just the way it happens. Oh, man, got a little...
Yeah, you have to stop talking and eat. Y'all, he does not, he is not a talker. Y'all probably see him talk more than he's talking his entire lifetime combined when he does these videos. He just does not waste words. He communicates with me, but when we're out and things, he doesn't waste words. I'm the waster. Do you think the value of the ultra premium box collection is going to go down because PSA stopped grading the gold cards? Didn't somebody say that they didn't stop grading it? I feel like that was...
No, they did stop.
They did or did not? They did.
So what was the question?
Do you think the value is going to go down because of that?
I think it's going down because there's been 3 waves that come out. But overall, people saw potential. But even when that first one hit $10,000, it's not like it went back up to $700-800 a box. Whew. I think I'm done.
I just lost it. Some people said Pokemon is going to follow the Beanie Baby crisis. What do you think? I didn't know there was a Beanie Baby crisis. What happened to the Beanie Babies?
They tanked.
No.
I'm done.
People have been saying that for years.
I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I can't eat 2 dozen donuts.
How many did you end up with?
So nasty. I ended up with 15 and 2 bites out of the stack of 3. You gonna finish them for me, baby?
Heck no, you know I don't eat donuts.
I am sorry, but I tried my best. But I'm not gonna make myself sick.
Do you want to finish these questions or no?
I'll answer. What I'll do is I'll answer
Pinpoint.
questions for 5 or 10 minutes as an apology.
Until he starts freaking out.
Well, I just can't do it.
As he drinks the rest of the monster. Ever been to
This tastes
Disney
fine.
World / Land?
Yeah, we went to one of them. Which one was it? World.
World.
We went
In
to
September.
Florida, the Disney World down there.
It was awesome, except for the heat. We don't like the heat.
Thankfully,
Sweating. But there was like nobody there. The lines
we
were
meet nobody
all
there.
well. Okay, so usually there's like hour lines.
Yeah, it was
There was
pretty
like
bad.
10-minute lines at worst. I mean, there were a few, like the most popular were maybe 30, but we didn't get through them in 30. We finished them, or we got through the lines in maybe 15. It was awesome. It was the best time to go. It was right after Labor Day.
All right, so
It's
one,
nice.
Z&G, I'm sorry I did not finish, but technically you were 4th place. I said I was only going to take the top 3. I just did yours as an honorary mention, but I tried, man. That's my cap right there. The 15 donuts is the most I can do. I can't do 2 dozen. If you want to try this again in the future and do it with me, then maybe if I have somebody helping me and pushing me, we can do a little bit more. As for Jose Martinez, I got the package finally. Sorry I didn't follow up. Thank you for being on the lookout for it. What are the questions we have right here?
Do you think you will see another uptrend in prices within the next couple years?
It wouldn't surprise me if the next couple of years were kind of quiet. It's almost looking like after
Excuses.
the 2017, 2018 period where, you know, the prices, they went up, you know, because they got real popular, went up, and then they come back down, they kind of leveled out. That would not surprise me, you know, if we saw that kind of trend for the next couple of years while people are being phased out, you know, they kind of just jumped in on the hype. But, you know, if it did price spike again, too, again, that also would not surprise me. I wish I could tell you the future on that, but I just don't know for sure. I need a nap now.
Good. Advice to have young collectors in order to not get scammed like I did. Advice for young collectors to not get scammed.
Well, if you're buying anywhere you're buying, if you're on Facebook, you better be really careful. Don't be paying with the Venmo or the PayPal, friends and family, whatever, unless you know
Facebook Pay or
who they
something.
really are. Like, you know exactly who they are and you have coverage. On eBay, you can still get scammed on there, but be careful. Well, it's not running through that one.
Well, I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell
But-
nothing.
You know, buy from sellers that look like they have at least some kind of track record. I'm not saying that you can't buy from sellers that don't, but a lot of times if you can't tell the difference and you don't know if you're going to be covered yourself, then you need to just be a little extra careful. You might pay a little bit extra money. Those of you who bought from me, you know you pay a little bit extra, but I'm going to take care of you most of the time. And there are good deals out there. So when those good deals come up, just do a little bit of research. Don't be afraid to ask somebody. People like me, I might answer your question, I might not, just because I get a lot of questions. But there's places where you can learn things like E4. You know, there's plenty of people on there. Sometimes, you know, people don't like answering simple questions where you could look stuff up. But at other times, there are people who are really nice, and they'll get on there and they'll answer everything for you completely in depth. And if you have the time just to go through and look at that kind of stuff, you can really get a lot of information from forums and from the internet.
Sorry, they just keep rolling inside.
If they keep giving questions, I'll answer them. And then if you need to go, I understand that too. Where are we at? Oh, thanks Z&G for the super chat there, the $9.99. I appreciate the challenge. Sorry I couldn't make it the whole way, man. I think I just figured, you know, we're doing this. The only reason I'm doing this is because you guys raise money for the mental health and illness awareness type thing. It's kind of counterintuitive for me to eat myself into these donuts to where I'm actually sick. You know, I want to, you know, we're raising this for like, you know, the awareness type thing. And this is my limit.
mental
This is where I have
health
to
is going to
stop.
go down for the rest of the
And
day.
if I have to, you know, take a little bit of heat from you guys, you know, for being a quitter, you know, I don't want to teach my kids or anybody on this channel, you know, that you always have to, you know,
do what everybody else says. Because that's what
feel the pressure and cave into that kind of thing.
What's your thoughts on the metaverse and investing in NFTs?
So the NFT stuff, I tried looking a little bit into that, but I really don't know much about it. I'm just not comfortable with it because, you know, like Pokemon, it's my thing. I have this physical cards, I can connect with them. I think other people can connect with them. The NFT thing, Like, why can't I just press Control C, Control V, and have the same picture? Like, I get people, you know, you can actually have legitimate, you know, NFTs and ones that aren't, but I connect more with a physical item. So for me, it's something that I'm not going to personally invest in, but I've seen where a lot of people are smart about it, and I get where, you know, you don't actually have to hold that item, and you don't have it might not get stolen, or, you know, you're guaranteed, you know, something to be authentic, but I just don't connect with it personally.
Have you seen the new deal with taxing on sites like eBay that start this year?
Hasn't it? I think that's already started.
We've been taxed forever. So
Like, if I assume you're talking about sales tax, but the sales tax
That's been
things kind of
years
went
now.
through with California.
Yeah.
They were wanting everyone on the internet basically to pay their sales tax, because
For their state.
technically, if, say, I buy something as a consumer for, you know, $100, and, you know, I didn't pay my sales tax when I bought it, I'm supposed to, at the end of the year, file that on my taxes and pay the sales tax. You know, but people are not that responsible. They're not going to do that. So it basically went through where they're forcing the sellers to take responsibility for the buyers and charge that sales tax and collect it and remit it. And eBay and Amazon, places like that, they knew it was pretty much impossible for me to know what county my buyer lives in what state, have an account in that state and that county, and collect and remit the sales tax and be able to charge it at a correct rate. So eBay just does it for us. Now, we do have to, you actually pay final value fees and transaction fees on the sales tax that is collected and remitted. So sellers do end up losing out, but the eBay's taking care of it for you. Thanks for the super chat. I completely missed who it was. You want to see who that $4.99?
What I do, just clack the thing.
Lions
3321H.
Thanks, Rusty. It started the hype. I should have done more research.
John.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Cheers from a happy customer. You brought me back to the hobby after the scam. Well,
good.
I appreciate the super chat. I mean, it means a lot. I think y'all paid for my donuts and a little bit more, even though my mom technically bought them. But I appreciate it, and, you know, everyone here who's a customer.
Pretty lame having your mom buy your donuts.
I really appreciate all the support. You guys allow this family to
live,
and for me to be able to provide you a service as well. I'm surprised this many people are still here. No, stop eating
Rusty's
donuts.
wife, was he the love at first sight? It was not love at first sight.
Well, I didn't know it, but she actually had a boyfriend.
I did, and I left him for you.
I didn't know for a while, but
I do love him.
We were at college together, so
Thanks
it's not like he was around.
I was a different person back then.
Well,
we were both different people back then.
Well, I was a weirdo. She was a hottie. I was lucky.
I was 100 pounds.
She's a wonderful woman now. Trust me. You want somebody you can trust, and I can trust this lady.
I got your back. I got his back fully. Take somebody out for him any day. Have you seen the new deal with taxing on sites like eBay at the start of this year? Oh, I'm sorry.
About to lose that sun drop all over the keyboard. This is John's nightstick. $100 per donut, not eating. Oh, man.
For what? Where's it go? Oh, you donate it? Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Mr. Jacob, you're giving me some trouble now. The monster. That's an extra 24 ounces I put in there.
See you in Charlotte. Yeah, we'll see you there in June, right? I think it's in June.
Yeah, I'll be at
June's going to be a busy month.
Still working on, I think, the vendor tables. I don't know if they've opened up yet. Oh, Gary's in here?
Yeah, Gary's here.
So, Jim Mitt's in here too. Look at that. We're getting all kinds of cool people up here.
Oh, it's Zach. We'll see you in May. Hopefully.
Oh, look at that. There's that's Pokey Chloe.
Hey, we're gonna see her in a few weeks.
You might not. I don't think you're supposed to tell anybody that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. You doesn't tell me anything.
Man, we got all kinds of crazy people in
how
here.
Did John? The audience deserves to know. How did
John?
So
Gary only ate 15 donuts, man. I bowed out.
I'm just kidding.
I'm so full.
How did we meet, baby?
So I guess technically it was Facebook. You guys ever heard of that? That was
it was not Facebook.
No, not
it
Facebook.
Was MySpace.
The MySpace. That was the MySpace was
aging ourselves.
The previous Facebook, and I didn't even get one of them until I was like 17 or something. But we ended up going to my friend's New Year's party. He
No,
has
I
like
made fun of him. So we were
What?
at State. We went to NC State, and I saw him riding by on his bike. He actually used to date one of my friends.
we weren't back in
and,
state yet. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Oh.
And he rode by on a bicycle with a UNC hoodie on.
Yeah.
Do you know how much crap you take
Dad,
on
will you
any college campus when you wear another college's merchandise,
Apparel.
like
You
stuff?
can have
Come
one.
on. So of course I messaged him. I was like, something probably along the lines of "You're a loser."
You could probably look up my MySpace,
He
Russell
liked it.
Oakley, and you can probably see where her comment is.
Don't look up my face.
But well, after that, we met at
Oh,
my friend's bonfire, and he used to work at Lowe's, and he'd burn all the Christmas trees after and
would
pallets
go
and
by
stuff.
and
And
get
it actually snowed the week before, and we made these giant snowballs, and we had used those to put yoo-hoos and different types of sodas in there. No alcohol.
we
This
were
is-
underage.
This is the kind of party
At
that
that
we
time.
had. Well, still people
Sun drops.
find it, and
Oh.
she ended up, like the snow was like ice by this point, and we got into a snowball fight. She was smashing them ice balls all over my face. There was an abandoned building down
took it.
in the woods, and
You're making this sound creepy.
we actually got up on top of the building.
Shot each other with fireworks.
Yeah, you can get these Roman candle packs. $1.99. You get 12 packs. You get 12 Roman candles. Each one of them has 10 shots. They're like tiny ones.
I'm just super glad we didn't die
you can,
falling
like-
through that building.
Yeah, I mean, you could like shoot each other
were
with
so
them, shoot them
stupid.
up in the air, and we just sat off the side. I mean, it's like a 12-foot drop off the side of the building, but we had a lot of fun, and
What a 12-foot drop.
and then after we got back to state a few days later, we just kind of stuck.
He made me some hot chocolate.
I didn't even read her comment.
Um,
Get some more donuts when you don't feel sick anymore.
yeah.
Yeah,
He'll probably finish those, sadly.
how about this?
Sundrop?
We'll get you some donuts, you and your husband.
Do you know a site like TCG where I can sell Japanese singles?
Where you can sell Japanese singles? Where's it say buy? Where's it at?
Right here.
Does it sell?
It's the very top one.
I don't know. See, I can't sell on any of these other sites anymore other than Troll and Toad because I'm a contracted eBay seller. So that means, like, I can't sell on TCG Player. I can't do the Whatnot thing or, Rare Candy or, whatever new thing is coming out. But can you not sell Japanese cards on TCG Player? I would think that, you could do something like that. But, again, I've never done it myself. So maybe somebody here in
Can
the
you not
chat
do it
knows
on
a little bit
eBay?
better. Yeah, you can sell them on eBay. You can't. Troll and Toad doesn't do it
Like
for
this
anything
thing
under
keeps
$40 anymore. They were pretty ideal with that kind of stuff, but trying to think. I don't really know. I know there's some other people who take on consignments for lower end stuff, like Old School Pokemon. He does a great job. If you guys ever want to send him consignment stuff, his is more variable type rates and basically charges you the fees and everything, then his own little percentage, which can be a very beneficial for high end sales.
Do you have any guesses about how big the print runs for Sword and Shield sets are compared to other recent eras?
I really don't. I couldn't give you like anything other than a guess, but I would say similar to what X and Y was, especially with the reprints. There have been a lot of stuff that's come back out again. I know Sword and Shield base set probably didn't have as big of a print run because I haven't seen any like reprint. Not Sword, yeah, it's Sword and Shield base set. I haven't seen any reprints for that come through other than the maybe some of the Elite Trainers. That was actually Sun and Moon base set, but Sword and Shield, you got to think. Battle Styles has had reprints. Rebel. See, I'm actually looking at the
Okay,
box
honey,
we
you
have
don't have
here.
to tell us.
Vivid Voltage did. Evolving Skies had another print that come out. Darkness Ablaze. There's a lot still kind of coming out, so we could see these still potentially printed for quite a while now. Haha, people know they just don't. Okay.
Sorry, Pokes
So I'm glad
Chloe. I
that's-
really did
we
not
didn't-
mean to blow up your spot. I am so sorry.
We won't let them know what you're buying or what I'm getting from you either. Rusty's like 36.
Also, are you going to that? Is she going to that
36.
shop
Come on
thing?
now. I'm
The
30.
with
What am I,
Leonhardt?
31?
Do you know?
I don't know.
I
Are you?
figured since it was like, I didn't know because I feel like you don't come into the States
Yeah, I mean,
for like 2 or 3 days. Like if you're gonna do it, you would do like an extended stay. So I was just wondering. Can you tell us your love story? We met. We got
the love
married.
story.
We had kids. And now we just put up with each other. I'm just kidding.
I still love her.
Every day. Probably
I
more
guess I got
now
some
than
work
I
to
ever
do.
have. I'm just kidding. You know I'm picking on you.
Oh, if I wasn't still feeling really
I feel
sick,
like I
I'd
just went
start
through
back
like
into them
20
donuts.
of them.
I'm surprised.
MySpace is like a music streaming website now. Really? Huh. Yes, ma'am.
We're on stream. But you okay?
Yeah. Do what
you're
you gotta do.
fine. The kids have been in and out, banging on the
Hi,
tables.
John. I don't know. That must have
It's
been a
probably
while
the
back.
longest stream I've ever
I don't
done.
even know where John is anymore.
Kitten Cat Aubrey Hips and Ships. He's been around for a while.
How do you feel about the Japanese exclusive alternate art field blower and Volkner in tag bolt? Man,
Wait, where's it at?
it went up like 10 spaces already. I can't. You know
So I
about it.
remember
Yes, right there. Right there.
I don't know much about the Japanese new set release, that kind of stuff. But I mean, if it's exclusive artwork just to the Japanese side, then I would say that it's going to hold some premium over the English stuff. But I wouldn't think that they're like super high end or anything like that. Especially Volkner, I assume he's like a full art type trainer thing, but he's not. He's a dude. He's not a girl. And I hate to say it, but that whole waifu thing is a real thing. The girls are going to bring the premium over the dudes, no matter how rare or good they are.
What are you talking about? It's just like in real life. It just sunk in.
What?
Just kidding.
My bad, Russ. I didn't know how old you really were, but nah, I'm fine, man. I've been called.
What'd he
Most
say?
people think I'm really, really old until they see me, but yeah, I'm 30.
You're 31, honey.
When I take
I remember
this
when
off,
30 was old.
I don't look as old.
Like
I
last
probably
year.
look like a zombie right now without my eyeballs.
Yeah. Did I miss the donuts? You did, but I think it's going to be on there still, right? You're still going to put the thing up or
But
something?
the what?
It's going to be to where they can watch it later, right? You
I think
choking
so.
on
I
donuts?
think after we stop this, it'll take a minute or two, but it should upload to YouTube.
I haven't seen much Celebration products in stores since mid-December. Do you think they are planning to phase out Celebrations with brilliant stars around the corner?
As lucrative as Celebrations is and was, it would not surprise me if we see reprints even into next year. There was a lot of Celebrations that was pushed out with the reprint that come with Darkness Ablaze and stuff. Like, I was basically able to write my own ticket for how many of the VMAX figure collection boxes that I wanted. They still gave me more cases of Elite Trainers. And you can still, I don't know if you still can now, but for a while there, I mean, you could still buy the stuff readily available off of Pokemon Center. And it was at the retail price for the exclusive boxes. So it would make sense that they would phase out the 25th anniversary product, with the end of the year. But who knows if that's actually going to happen or not. Pokemon does what they want.
What are your thoughts on the new IRS 600 law that you have to report anything that you sell over that? Do you think that's the end of scalpers? No. I'm actually glad that they're doing it.
Well, 600 and over, I mean, that's been the law.
Yeah,
Like
but
anything.
now it's like, there was like something come out, I think it's actually punishable now or something like that. So I actually sell like our kids' clothes, obviously not the Target stuff, but like some of their more expensive things, I actually resell them and get money back so I can buy more. And that just started with them, so now I'm having
Pokemon Radar too.
So now I'm having to
that.
do that whole thing with their stuff, which is probably why I'm not going to sell over $600 worth of stuff. But I think it's a good thing because there's some women on there, and I know this is completely off topic, but they'll buy something for $100 and they'll sell it for $3 or $4. Yes, kids' clothes. Obviously, they need to be paying. Obviously, you need to be paying for that. You're making money off that. People are making a living off of it. So
You're supposed to report everything that you profit.
We report everything anyway. So
and
that's probably why I feel
like
that
you're
way.
supposed to send out, a 1099 to anyone who you pay that's over $600, like technically like a contractor. So if I had somebody come here and work on something, and I paid them $700 to build a wall, I'm supposed to send them a 1099 for that, especially if you're going to use it as a deduction. If you don't use it as a deduction, I mean, they're still supposed to report it themselves anyways, but you're also supposed to send them a 1099 just so that the government knows. But honestly, I think there's still going to be the same type thing. There's going to be fraud committed. People are going to do cash, but whether or not I would have thought it had already been a law. I guess it's now something where it's more punishable. They track
Maybe.
it more.
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Maybe
I just
that's
saw it.
something that's more traceable with PayPal, because PayPal used to be 20 grand.
Well, I think, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's PayPal, Venmo, like any of those Cash App type deals.
I hope they do. I mean, if it weeds out people who aren't paying their taxes to make it on more of a level field for people who are, then it just makes sense. I mean, you're supposed to pay you're supposed to pay taxes on all that stuff.
The stuff that's hard for me is like if like a friend picks something up for me or something, like she says, "Hey, you want this?" and I'll say, "Yeah," and then I Venmo them. That's kind of sucky. I don't know how that works with that kind of stuff, but I pay a lot of people through Venmo because it's easy because I don't have cash sitting around.
There's that guy Rattle. So we got Rattle right here. He's the one who did all. It says Rattle Pokemon. So what's up, man? We've got a lot of questions about your Logan box earlier. Oh. He's right above King Pokemon. So that's Gary. So you got Rattle. He did all the research into the information that shows all the inconsistencies with the case, and then you got King Pokemon. That's Gary. From what we heard, some people in the chat have said that you thought it was 99% for sure legitimate. So you got on both sides, and then he's supposed to open it up. Is that correct? This weekend, is that right, Gary? I don't know if he's still in here or not, but so it looks like Ralph says he's been here for most of it.
K5's nice. I love her.
I think the best part about the K5 is hearing her pull up in it. She's way up in it. She's got a little smile on her face, but it's different. It's a different type of vehicle. If you've never drone or drove an older vehicle, one that would survive an EMP,
yeah.
Then
still coming out.
It's different. Like you go around a curve and you lose half your tank of gas because it's a floating needle, and thankfully it does have power steering. And you also
can't go around those curves going 30 miles an hour. Realize that on this flip.
You can. You just gotta get used to it.
I can't. Rusty, do you own any of the distributor promos?
I do not. I didn't really know much about them. I've actually been offered them several times, but it's Diamond and Pearl era. It's kind of out of what I normally collect. While I think it'd be cool to have those cards, I try to stay focused on my particular goals, at least until I meet them. And with the way Charizards are going and how hard it is to get some of these Watsy Hollows in a 10, I've got my hands full just taking care of that stuff.
Thanks, Holly Ponytail. Me too. How much would you say that your personal collection cost?
Cost? Man, I'll tell you, I don't even really know. I'd have to go find an Excel and add everything up. But the cool thing about, when you buy this stuff so long ago and you just set it aside and you forget about it, is the fact that you have forgotten about some of these prices and you can come back to it and realize, hey, I paid a dime.
I understand.
Siri doesn't get it.
When I paid like $10 or 10 cents for some of these, Intays, and now you can sell them for $20. You're thinking, oh, you make $20 on those cards, but really it's like this huge markup because you've held it for so long, and not everything's like that. I actually have some booster boxes that I bought during the hype. I think I paid $13,000-14,000 for like a Jungle First Edition, where you get there's some that's went for $8 recently, so I've lost a lot of money on those. But you only lose that money if you lose the margin when you sell it. So I really don't know how much I've got invested in all of it. I can tell you this: when I completed the booster box collection, other than the first edition base, which I don't have anymore, back a few years ago, I'd only put $25,000 into it, and I had almost every single box up through like the late X and Y era. And all the boxes since then I picked up for between $75 and $100.
Yes, I do love her. Pokemon, or Gary said, I was never 99% sure it was real. I don't know where your other comment
I was trying to figure out how you thought it was 99% real, man. I was like, looking at all that stuff.
He's hopeful, but doubtful.
I'm hopeful as well that it is, because man, that's
nobody wants to see somebody lose that much money.
And if BB or I've been saying BBC, so I guess it's BCCE. If they're the ones who graded it and they're connected to PSA too, you're gonna have all kinds of issues going through. So I really hope that it is real. Rattle, I hope you're wrong, but man, you've got a really good case for all the stuff that's been shown.
What do you think will happen? I think you guys will probably care more than Logan Paul does, and that's not me, saying anything against him. And I know it's a lot of money, but I feel like you guys will be upset.
Well, I think
like the community in general.
Who Logan bought it from? Who? Shine or whatever. I'm sure he can get that reversed.
What you got?
I don't know where Shine got it from. But that's going to be even tougher probably. And then going back to the original guy, finding him. I don't know how this works, because I actually had somebody reach out to me claiming cards that I have in my PSA registry were stolen. And this is from like a year and a half ago. And he said they were stolen from a moving company. The moving company, don't know how it got from there to somebody else. And then somehow it ended up at a store. where it was sold to another person in the hobby who sold it to me. And so I reached back out to the guy who sold it to me, and then he knows where he got them from, but like there's a gap. And so he's actually got police reports. Where he reported the stuff, and like I don't even know how that works, and that's something small scale. You're talking about 3 cards that are worth about $200 a piece, and that's what I paid for them. But like, do I have stolen goods? Do I have to give them back to the original owner and just take that hit? Do I pursue the guy who bought the cards from me? I mean, because obviously he didn't know either. I mean, it's somebody in the community that's been around for a while, and then who he got them from? Like he got them from a local store. Does he pursue them, and does the local store find out, how he got them at, their pawn shop or whatever from the moving company? Does the original guy, I mean, it could get really complicated. So that's why I don't think anybody wants it to be fake. It's just, there's so much evidence against it. It is BBC. Okay.
You send hundreds of cards to PSA recently. I got back one with a hair in the case. Have you had things like this happen?
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, especially 2 of them, they were cracked. I mean, like the case itself was cracked, but normally they take care of anything like that. If there's a hair inside, and you can show them there's a hair inside, then it would had to have been done there. Reach out to customer support, give them pictures, show them front and back, and most likely that's something where they're like, okay, here's your FedEx label, send it back, we'll take care of it, and then we'll get it back out to you. So you're just going to lose out on time, for something like that.
Which for us is more valuable.
Yeah.
Are you on your second dozen or no? You ate what?
I ate 15 donuts.
And then 2 bites of
and 2 bites of a stack of 3, and then I bowed out.
Squished them.
I was just feeling too sick. I could not eat the 24 donuts. It was more than I thought I could do. I knew I could do a dozen. I've done a dozen one other time before for back when I was in college, where if you ever heard the Krispy Kreme challenge, you run 2 miles, you eat a dozen donuts, and you run 2 miles back, and you got to do it in under an hour. And back then I was a bit more hungry. I was a lot better shape. And I'm not a runner, but I play a lot of basketball, so I could run 4 miles, and I did it. So I knew I could run. I knew that I could probably still eat a dozen donuts because while I don't exercise nearly as much anymore, I still eat a lot. So I figured a dozen donuts wouldn't be too bad. But
okay, what was your first ever PSA PSA card?
So you're not going to believe this, but my very first submission I sent in on my free voucher. You got 15 submissions. I sent in. It was like 12 first edition PSA Hollows, Charizard EX, an extra Charizard first edition, and then it might have been like a Gyarados EX, or it might have been an extra Gyarados or something like that. But the very first PSA 10 that I got was a first edition base set Charizard. I got a 9 and a 10, I think, and I also got a 10 on the Charizard EX. So my very first submission was a beast of one. I ended up selling that card for $1,600, but if I had still had that submission today, I mean, it'd be worth, over $250,000. But and it was done on the free submission level. Everything back then was really cheap.
So those are the first ones you submitted, but what was the first one you ever owned? Do you know?
I don't really recall owning many before that unless I bought it from somebody. Back then, most people just did the raw cards thing because not a lot of cards were worth submitting. And for me, it was like, even back then, it was actually pretty easy just to buy cards, raw condition, and then you could submit them, and that's why there wasn't much of a difference in price. So if I owned PSA cards before that, I really don't recall it, because that was when I was kind of transitioning from the whole raw played card type deal, buying collections where it's nothing but singles, and grinding that out into a more serious type sales thing. And this was back in, I want to say 2010, 2011. I'd have to check, see when my first submission was, but it was probably earliest 2009, probably latest 2011 for my very first submission.
I'll get you some new ones.
The good thing about PSA is they keep a record of all your submissions, so I think that's why King Pokemon has access to all of those things still, and he posts them on Instagram.
What Wizards of the Coast 10s are you still looking for?
So in the description of this video or any video or in my IG, I've got a link tree, and if you hit it, there's a PSA wants link, and that will actually take you to a spreadsheet that has multiple tabs. The very far left first tab should have the PSA 10 hollows that I need for Wizards of the Coast, and then after that I've got some other ones like for reverse hollows, different promos, Charizards. I think I've only got Japanese Charizards posted on there. I keep my Master Charizards list hidden from all of that. And then I've even got some stuff on there like Alpha and different things, but you can look at that list at any time. For the most part, it stays up to date. If it's in bold or red, I might be trading for it, or like I might have one on the way. But you guys are welcome to look at that stuff at any time. I know I've got all base first edition. Shadowless, I still need Chansey. $19.99, 2000 base. There's like 4 or 5 that I still need, and then after that, you just have to look. You're welcome to quit if you need to.
No, I'm just trying to focus. My eye hurts. Do you focus on any promos such as Tropical Winds, Comic Con staffs, etc.? What are you doing? Are you making fun of me?
No, I was letting her know. Last night she got something in her eye, and man, it was like for about 30 minutes
like
last night we were
in my eye. I
flushing
felt like I was in
eye out.
biblical times.
I mean, we were doing whatever we could to get that crap out of her eye. She ended,
it hurt.
We were
and
watching
it's like super tired today.
a TV show, and eventually she went to sleep, and then she woke up. She had crap.
So the problem is, I was watching this for a second. I haven't been like watching the video. I've just been looking at the things, and there's a delay. So I thought like you were over here like.
So what was that question? The Tropical Winds. Okay, so I don't really focus on those types of promos. However, like the English verse, I really like that. I could see myself buying into some of the full art Pika trophies in the future. I do have a Tropical Wind coming in, but really I try to focus on that Wizards of the Coast era. Like, I still need the bilingual Executor, like the one from the Tropical Mega Battle. I've got the Lucky Stadium, the dual one there. But for the staffs and stuff, I used to have almost all those. I've got some like in sealed packs, but for the most part, I don't focus on them too much.
Okay, I think this guy's talking about when you were talking about the stolen thing that was sold or something, was the same box that sold last year to LGS in Florida. Maybe that's what he's speaking about. I'm not really sure.
I'm not really sure. I know it's been a little bit.
Oh, what just happened? Man, see.
Gary says your wife going to Charlotte, her and Thwan could free each other up with the kids.
Whoa,
yeah, I think she is going to plan to be there. I talked to that guy from Collecticon, and he said that everything was pretty much set up. Just got to pick out a vendor table once that opens up, which it may already have. I know he said it's going to happen soon, but she should be there. The kids should be there. I don't know how much.
I love kids, so she's welcome to hang out with me.
These 3 kids, they run around so much. And
they'll be making friends. Listen.
It could be.
One of them will be screaming. You'll see him anywhere he goes because he'll be screaming.
If he's hungry,
the other
he's really
one
going to
will
be
be like sitting at a table. Any other kids out there that's got their phones out, because our kids aren't like, they don't watch a lot of TV and stuff. She'll be sitting right beside them, trying to see what's going on. And then the other one will be like in the corner doing like some gymnastics moves or something. Or dancing. Is there music? I don't know how those things go, but she'll be dancing. Just how she is. Sorry, random.
So Daniel,
but your daughter's welcome to hang out with us.
I only ate 15 donuts. I'm sorry, I bowed out. I could not do it, and so I'm just answering some extra questions for time because I did not eat all of the donuts, and so I apologize to ZNG already. I just couldn't, I'm so full, and I did not want to get to a point where I was making myself sick. I mean, I felt a little sick as it was.
Boy.
The sun over here is taking out the comments, so hopefully, my wife figured it out.
Do you think graded card prices will drop back to before 2020, I'm assuming?
Some of them actually already have. I'm back to selling some PSA cards for under the $20 mark. Others, it's going to be tough. Like, I don't think that they're going to make their way back. Like, I would love to get a Lugia from Neo Genesis, Unlimited or First Edition PSA 10. We're back around. Well, the First Edition used to be $2,000 and people weren't buying them, but I don't see that card ever going back, to something like that. So I think some of the cards just lacked some of the exposure that they truly deserve. And other cards, they're not that rare. They were just super popular during the time. So we are going to see, prices come back down as we have. And some of them I think have corrected a little bit farther than they need to.
This one's been asked several times. Sorry. Do you know the TCG called Wise Schwartz? Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
I do. I've actually. We used to carry it in the shop when I had the shop. It wasn't something that I played, but the guy who ran it, the one who runs the Otaku Hangout, Adam, he was into it pretty heavily, him and his brother, and they convinced me to pick up the game, and I would buy boxes here and there, and they would actually sell in the shop, but it was never like something super popular. It was just something that was that there was a steady following for it. It's been around for quite a while, so I would pick it up, and I don't personally collect it though.
If you see that your messages are getting hidden, don't come in here with that trash. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna read it.
What did it say?
People aren't gonna see it. It doesn't matter. I'm just telling you. No disrespect. Just y'all go hash it out somewhere else. Do not bring that up in here. Rusty, do you think that Pokemon cares at all about the overprinting modern sets?
What about modern?
Do you think that Pokemon cares at all about the overprinting on modern sets?
I think Pokemon's a business, and they need to find a way to make money so that they can continue to make product for us. Because if they're not making money, then they're not going to have artists bring out new cool artworks like we've seen from many of the modern sets. And they're also not
There's
going
been
to
some
put the
really
product
cool
on the
ones.
shelves.
Like, I love
I
that.
think they've done a really good job with modern sets, and so overprinting helps out a lot of the people who can't reach the product because it's not on the shelves, and it also keeps the price down. If they print too much, it really hurts because then other places don't want to buy all the products and they're stuck with it. And we have a Steam siege situation or evolutions for 4 years until it finally goes out of print. I am missing a few Charizards from my Master Charizard set. In English, I need the Cosmos Canadian Costco version of, I think it's the Team Up Charizard. I got a 9.5 in CGC. Japanese, I'm still missing several. I'm missing several for other languages as well.
Sponsored by Cheez-Its. Exactly. That's what I was going for. And Sundrop. Hey, have my Sundrop over here.
I think it's done.
I know, but I gotta do that.
I can't believe you guys have hung around here so long.
Yeah, sorry.
It's been 95 minutes. I still got 100 people.
Are you
That's pretty
missing
cool.
any? We already talked about that.
I'm not even eating donuts anymore.
Where is the Collector Con this year? I'm sure they're everywhere. I think they're like everywhere, aren't they? The one we're going to is in Charlotte, which is
Yeah, I think the
about an
next
hour
one's
down the road.
in Orlando. I don't know. Every time I see them, you could tell there's a lot of people that show up to those things that they do a good job with them. I plan to be there. Legends once that gets rescheduled with Charlie. I think I know where that's going to be, but I don't want to or when it's going. I'm not going to say just because I'm not completely sure.
because we were supposed to go in one for him in October, right? And then
It got
a bunch of
canceled
people
because
got
a lot of
sick.
people had COVID or something.
Don't say that because then they'll block us. People they got sick, and then it just got extended. And then he had his baby. So it just got extended, but we should be there whenever he does do that one. Are you worried about people opening up a bunch of sealed product and eventually getting to a point where PokeTubers have nothing vintage left to open?
There is a
kind of a
lot
oxymoron.
of vintage Pokemon product out there. And that's why the prices have really come back down because people thought, it was going to run out and there was a lot of FOMO and people would buy this, vintage sealed product. But eventually they ran out of money and the product kept coming on the market and it's still coming onto the market. So theoretically, yes, the number is always dwindling and we should get to that point eventually. But there's so much product out there. I don't think that it's going to be anytime soon. I think I saw where somebody had asked about the Skyridge box and why it was priced so high. Boxes like Skyridge and Expedition, that was during a low point Pokemon where there was lawsuits going on. And they didn't print as much product. It wasn't as popular. And that's why those have held the price much better than the even the older sets, with Gen 1 and Gen 2, because there just wasn't as much of it. Now, that's why you don't see it opened up as much. Naturally, if it gets to be more and more scarce, then the prices are going to go up and it's going to make less be open. So it is possible you could get that point, but we're still seeing base first edition open up. And you're talking about sets that so hard to find, super expensive, and it's still happening. The stuff is still coming out. And to respond to the question about Skyridge, why is it priced so high? I'd actually priced it about $10,000 lower than the next one, but I had recently sold one for $55K, a Skyridge booster box, and so I was down to my last two. And so the only way I wanted to sell my last extra was if it could help me reach a benchmark, and it didn't sell, so that's why it's also not on eBay anymore. I pulled it off.
Do you think the Ultra Premium Celebrations box will get another wave?
I don't think it will, but I hope it does. I mean, we've already seen wave 1, 2, and 3. So right now it's probably about the lowest, in my opinion, that it's going to get, unless it just gets unpopular, like less popular. But I still see people trying to pick up that. And I'm even putting in bids on some of mine because I think $200 is a great price for that. But if we get more waves, then of course you can see the price driven down, and I can see it happening because, Pokemon, like again, they are a business and they need to make money, but at the same time, they didn't push out a ton of this product. It's a lot easier for them to push out elite trainers or booster boxes and just make, more money because they can do a ton of those at once. Whereas those are more, I imagine that's a much more complicated process to make those ultra premiums and get those cards put into those pockets. So I don't see them printing as much just in general, even if they could make more money off of those.
Do you know how many Wizard of the Coast Black Star promos printed? Is it worth investing?
So they were really printed very, very heavily. But it's one of the things that I invest in. I have basically half a wall dedicated to singles from Wizard of the Coast because one, you can buy them in mass. You can find them here and there where people have 1,000, certain one specific card where you might pay $1,000 for that brick. But if that card goes from $1 to $5, you see a huge shift. But at the same time, if you're buying for the $5 mark and you see them go down to $1, you just lost a lot of money too. But I like them because they're very popular. It's an easy set, connects people back to the original game, and they're usually a popular Pokemon.
What's the C word?
Where?
It says, just say the C word.
C word.
I don't know what that is.
What, card saver? Yeah, I don't like saying that. This is go semi-rigid. I don't know if he means something
is that
else.
what it is?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on PSA graded packs? Why are most of the graded packs the old Wizards of the Coast and not EX era, ETA, etc.? EX, ETA, etc.
Okay, so EX era, again, is very scarce. Those were the hardest boxes for me to find just the regular version for. Luckily, I got in before they skyrocketed. But in general, PSA graded packs, I like them because of the way they do it with the new plastic or whatever, and they've got the little inserts that they stick in there. It keeps those packs sealed. So if you know that you're sending in legitimate packs and you get them graded, then hopefully they stay forever sealed. And, it's just a way to preserve those packs, especially if they're light ones. You don't need people probably don't want to be opening up light packs.
He meant COVID.
Sometimes I can change. Oh, yeah, we already said it a few times. But like light packs for Red Logo Fossil, you actually want light packs for them because that's where you get the non-holographic rares. The holos inside, they're just regular $19.99 fossils, so nobody wants those. Or, there are people who want them, but not at the same rate that you would pay for the $19.99 2000 non-holographic cards, the rare position there. But I personally like them just so that I don't open them and I can keep certain things sealed. So I believe the preservation aspect of it is very nice, and the new presentation of how they encapsulate the packs and seal them up is really nice. I think now too, the whole fact that I got back some stuff that was sealed, that was opened, those 4 Typhlosion packs, that makes me mad. I'm hoping they'll take care of it, but still waiting to hear back from them on that.
Do you think the prices on the Nintendo EX era boxes deserve the prices that they are at? So do you think they're worth the prices they're at, basically?
So if you collect them, again, it's a smaller pool of people that collect those cards, but they're that much more rare than the WotC boxes. So that's why you see those prices attaining near or higher, even higher in the same aspect. And plus the gold stars are very, people really like the gold stars. They want to pull them. If you open up a Deoxys box, you've got a 1 in 6 chance of pulling a Rayquaza, because what is it, 1 in 2 boxes or 1 in 3? I think it's 1 in 2 boxes gets you a gold star, and there's 3 different gold stars, so you got a 1 in 6 chance of pulling that card, and then you basically got no chance of getting a PSA 10. So even if you pay that 40, 60, whatever, $1,000 premium for that box, the absolute best pull you can get is already a stretch, and then it may not even pay for the box. So a lot of people don't like opening them, but it's a rare box. So for those who are collecting it as a sealed box collector, it helps boost that premium. And then what's inside can also help boost that premium. But the rarity, I think, is what is the main driving force there. What you laughing at?
I just start reading things, and anytime I hear or see the word sus, it just intrigues me. I just love that word. I don't know why we never used that word before, the last 2-3 years. I find it hilarious. It's not hilarious, but it's yeah, that's sus, Anyway,
what's the status of your
sample? I was just getting ready to read your thing. It was about something about a VHS.
I think I've got
Mike.
3 or 4 left. When I announced that I needed to meet some goals, I had some people reach out, and I didn't want to sell them, but there was a guy who reached out, and he bought 4 of them that I knew. I kept the Bigfoot. They really wanted the Bigfoot one, but I did, in fact, look at them. I do not have the Mothman like you, Mr. Gary, but I think I've still got the Mothman and maybe 2 more or so. So I did end up selling them. I really like the...
Great.
I did the Kickstarter box technically sold on eBay, but then the guy didn't pay, so I still have that. And then I'm letting go some of the theme decks, but I still got one of each of the other items set back. He is getting into some stuff over there
because he never gets to do it. So it's like he could be, murdering mice.
So, Pokemon is
Get
not
over
Beanie
it.
Babies. Beanie Babies was almost more comparable to
Bad.
something like fidget spinners. I mean, they went crazy,
Don't
super
come at
expensive,
him.
sold out everywhere, and then they dropped off.
I liked Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies were cool, but
They weren't like a collector thing.
but they
For
like
me.
super dumped that on the market when there wasn't a crazy amount of long-term demand for something like that. In Pokemon we have the collectability aspect that
Can you go
pushes
what?
that long-term growth.
So I can have some cheeses.
Can you talk about Poke Radar controversy?
You can get some of John's.
I think I saw Pokemon Radar in here. What you doing, man? What's the controversy? What'd you do? This got Mr. Ranyu Keeves.
Is that like Keanu Reeves, but not?
Rihanna Keys. So what happened, man? What's
Titbitties.
the controversy? Oh, that's what Blazer asked too. I don't know what that is.
Look forward to meetings. Somebody's asking, okay, what is it? What is the controversy?
Have you heard about the Pokemon Trainer VHS that taught parents about the
Yeah,
TCG?
that was the guy. That right there. That was the one I was trying to find. VHS
The only thing I know about with VHS,
is we used to have them.
there's that Japanese intro starter deck with the Bulbasaur and
Didn't
the
we have some
Blastoise deck,
VHS?
which had some pretty cool cards in there. They were kind of exclusive. And then there was also some like a VHS Mewtwo that you could get an unknown J sealed inside if you bought it with like a giant box of different toys.
I feel like
But
this.
I'd never actually watched the stuff, and especially the Japanese
Damn,
one.
out of the donut, Trusty. He's already had two.
They're smashed. Nobody else is going to eat them. He's being good though. We've been on here
Because he's had two donuts.
almost 2 hours.
I feel like this person only said this because they knew I'd read it. Do you ever think Pokemon will make one set cards? I don't know what that means. Seems a little sus.
They could do what they want. I mean, if they start doing the one things, especially if they stick a Charizard on it, it's gonna really deter me from actually completing the Master Charizard set, because that's just only one person can have it. So I mean, whoever gets it, they can either keep it or they might put it on eBay for $1 million and expect somebody to buy it. But I hope that if they go that route, they make it more available than just one card right there.
Oh.
I think I saw someone ask about the Metazoo. Is it looking like a 90s TCG?
Yeah, right there.
Right now, I like Metazoo. I mean, I don't know if people have talked about it much since the second edition come out, but the boxes are selling really steady. Like even at the $99.99, which is similar to like what Pokemon does with a lot of newer sets. Especially, I mean, this is a confirmed reprint. It says second edition on it. It's actually been pretty steady sales. I'll tell you, Nightfall was crazy fast. A lot of people buying that, opening the stuff up. I'm going to stick with the set. I'm going to definitely stick with Metazoo for a while. Just at least supporting the hobby, buying the stuff, and if you can get that, and there is a decent following for it, and people do want to get behind it, you'll see it in the long term. Like the market will speak for itself. If it is one of those '90s games that just kind of pop in and pop out,
We're done.
it will.
Done.
Like it can't be forever pushed, as a lot of people are saying, by just one or two people. And right now, I think we saw that it's actually done better than a lot of other games. With this almost like a type of recession type deal where the prices have dropped off quite a bit. You've seen some retrace and Metazoo like other games, but it hasn't been that bad. So it's been pretty surprising. But no one can tell the future for sure. But right now, the game still has my support.
Oh,
man.
sorry. See, this is what happened.
I can't believe how many questions you guys have. I appreciate it. But man, there's a bunch in here.
I'm assuming they mean Metazoo.
I thought you guys would have ran out.
How do you feel about the overall general future of Pokemon as a whole? It's made from 1995 to 2022. When your son is your age, what do you think the world would look like? Scary.
Okay, so you got to understand, when I went to college, 2008,
Cell phones were still not.
14 years
Everybody
ago?
still did not have cell phones.
that's when I got my first cell phone. I got my email. I mean, there was the MySpace. It was just MySpace.
Home
I
phones
like
were
throwing
still a
D in
thing.
front of it.
I'm just kidding. I
No,
don't
they
think
really were.
I don't think they were anymore.
My parents had a home
Your
phone. That's all I
parents are a little
had.
different.
Connected to the wall. You could listen in on other people's conversations.
They had a cordless.
Not at the time.
Remember, they had a
No.
They had a
No,
course
you didn't know
list.
me when I went to college.
we met in college.
Yeah, like the third year. So it's changed so much since then. Now, people, they're always on their phone. They're looking at the Tic Tac, or they're over there,
Always.
doing YouTube videos,
Always.
or, Google it is, like a verb. People, it's something people do. It's not a place that you get on. I mean, the landscape has changed so much. So I really don't
Hey,
know
put
where
that down,
we're going to
please.
be.
I don't need you getting cut.
I think when we look at all these old predictions of what the future is going to look like, people are always like, we're going to be flying.
I mean, we're supposed to have flying cars by now,
Yeah.
right?
You don't really
Freaking
see
flying
that. You just
DeLoreans
see
or something.
like
We're on
like
a
jumping
video,
right in that phone,
baby.
girl.
Can you come over here and speak to me? Thank you.
So it would not surprise me if
This
the world is
afternoon.
that much
We're gonna be here
faster
this afternoon.
when my son is
Okay.
my age. But I hope that we can instill them to understand that time is the most precious thing that you have, and that family
People.
is super important,
People are
and God
important.
is super important, and that during your day you've only got so much time that you have to live, and you don't have to be fully engaged in what the world is doing, but you can spend time with each other, and you can have fun, even just enjoying some of the simple things when you go outside and ride a four-wheeler. Even if you're only going 2 miles an hour, but if you got 3 kids loaded up in your lap and
Yeah.
you're just riding around together, making those memories.
And we appreciate you guys so much. I know I don't really see or do anything, but we appreciate you guys so much. But at the end of the day, if we lived in a cardboard box with our 3 kids, as long as they weren't being taken away, we would be okay.
Yeah,
Because they're
you'll be
more
complaining.
important. I mean, I would be irritated because it'd be cold outside, but like they're more important than us being on our phones and talking to people and that kind of thing. Like they're right here in front of us. We have to show them that they're what matters, not TV screens and laptops. Although they have gotten to eat 3 donuts a piece and a whole bag of Cheez-Its while we've sat here.
Yeah.
So that doesn't normally happen. Don't come at me. But-
For those of you who want to know, I don't know where the rest of those donuts went. Did you move them somewhere?
You
Okay.
moved them, honey.
Well,
He's
probably
donut drunk.
between us, we've eaten the 24 donuts that we're supposed to.
Between them.
But those of you who have just tuned in the past, I don't know, 45 minutes, I only ate 15 donuts. About out after that. I could not make it.
What is this mom talk? Why do people keep talking about mom?
What are you talking about, Mom?
I don't know. Like they're like, say hey to mama, and then there's like something.
Tic Tac just
I don't
sounds better
know.
than
I don't
TikTok. I don't.
Yeah, he always
Tic-Tac.
says Tic Tac.
The Tic Tac.
That's what he says. Orange ones. Not sure what that's talking about, unless it's talking about Tic Tacs.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Tic
orange
Tacs.
Tic
Yeah,
Tacs.
those are my favorite.
Hey, there's Met
I
7.
ate 4
He could-
donuts.
He's got some cool stuff in
Do
his.
you ever think MetaZoo will be readily available in Europe? That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
question. Right there.
Well, that's for King Pokemon.
What?
I'm sure they will if they could keep expanding. You could buy the stuff on eBay, right now if you wanted to, and just have it shipped to Europe or United Kingdom. I know my stuff ships there.
Have you tried or plan on trying to grade with CGC or any other grading company other than PSA or Beckett? We've used CGC.
I've used a little bit of CGC. I've used Beckett before as well. I don't really like the customer service at Beckett. It's kind of weird at times. But for me, PSA is still the main company to grade with because they have the best premium. And a 10 isn't impossible. And they don't do this whole 9.5 thing. In fact, I wish PSA would even take a step further and just do 1 through 10, take away the 0.5s. To me, it doesn't make much sense anyways. None of the 0.5s really bring any type of premium. Maybe it does in sports, but I know with Pokemon it doesn't. And I've tested it. That was the Cheez-It box. Oh, man. He's got a mouthful.
This is where he likes to store stuff in here. That's where he usually puts his bottle and all the fun things. So that's where the Cheez-Its are. So we'll be, cleaning those up for the next month.
They're going to be
probably.
licking them off the floor.
Fantastic. You and
But,
this stand.
As for other grading companies, I try them here and there, but still PSA holds the premium, I think. I think there's, an opportunity for other companies to come in and take some of the share, but at the end of the day, it's just not there, in my opinion. And I'm not sending much to PSA at the moment. $100 a card, it's just not worth it.
I just want to point this one out while I see it. Det Vart said one thing I love about the Pokemon is the community being very nice and helpful. And you know, I've been in a lot of different communities, and I will say without a doubt that you guys are so positive and so kind when you do not have to be. Because, you know, Russ just had some videos where there's like huffing and puffing in the background. It's because I've got like the phone like right here trying to keep it super steady. And I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, here we go with the, you know, very rude comments. But nothing. You guys are so nice all the time. Thank you for that. Which is also why earlier when there was a comment about trash, like, it's not something I'm going to put up with if I can help it and I can prevent Rusty from having to deal with it.
Girl, you keep moving this table.
They go like crazy.
You did read the comment though, right? Because he's a guy that I've dealt with a few
Where?
times before. The one that you were saying that was.
Yeah,
What was-
I read the
okay.
comment, and it was just
Okay.
being disrespectful, and there's just no need for it.
Man, this table's getting smacked from both ends, so you guys just bear with us.
Have you dabbled in new or old Digimon trading card games? Yeah, they're probably ready.
Some of the older Digimon I did for a while. It was kind of like a flash in the pan, kind of rode off of the Pokemon, just natural growth or whatever you want to call it. And I actually played the game a little bit with my buddy. And it was fun. I really liked the show, and then after they started changing the show, it really it died off after that. But I don't know about the new stuff now. You know, I've heard good things about it, but I don't actually buy it myself.
Do you get sad thinking about how there's only like 10 or so first edition boxes left out there?
I think
It's
there's more
probably
than
more
10
than
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, Logan,
Oh yeah, people are saying there's way more than that.
he's probably got. There's no way that he's got half the world's population. We've probably seen at least 10 go in the past year through places like Heritage and stuff. And I think from what I hear, there's actually a pretty good backlog of that many types of boxes out there, and even some that have been sold through NFTs where people buy or fractional share or whatever it is. I probably just completely crossed two different types of things. Is that it?
What do you think of the Japanese advent of Arceus first edition collection stunning cards?
So the Japanese advent of Arceus, stunning cards. That's pretty specific. The only card that I collect from the advent of Arceus is the Charizard. I have the first edition version. The Unlimited, I have a PSA 9 in that Charizard, but I have yet to find a 10 for a reasonable
Yeah, I know. We're
price.
going to get it.
But I don't know much about the rest of the cards. I imagine it's pretty close to the Arceus,
They're so
artworks
sweet.
on the English side. So, sorry, I don't know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, go for it. Mrs. TCA, do you love your truck? I do. She's beautiful. I love her. What are your top 3 favorite Pokemon? I feel like this is staring at her chest.
Yeah, probably. That's kind of like. Probably, I mean, I'd say Bulbasaur, Kabuto, and probably Charizard. Maybe Mewtwo. He's kind of pretty cool.
Are the ones with the really funky hollow pattern? Are they the ones with the really funky hollow pattern?
What was he referring to?
You know me. See, that's funny. The other stuff was not.
Somebody. I'm not sure which ones you're talking about. Maybe I think it's.
Put them in there.
Rusty, what's your favorite video game? I actually don't play any, but I could tell you some from like PlayStation 1 and 2 that I used to play. We had Spyro. We had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I remember when I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. It was like a $50 game back in the day. And my parents, they spent a ton of money, put it in this giant box, and it kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then we played the crap out of that. And the only reason they knew to get that game for me was because we got the Pizza Hut demo disc. They used to give those things away at the Pizza Hut, right? And you had all these little different games on there. One of them was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. And, man, we played the crap out of that demo game. And then they got us Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Spent $50 on it, which that was a lot of money. That was a lot of money. And so I had a lot of fun playing that one. I like Need for Speed. Probably the one that we played the most was Gran Turismo. And that was just because we liked the racing games. We even did some of like the long ones where you had to race for an hour going around the same track over and over again.
Y'all remember how
that was
cool
the rainy
that
days.
was though? You know how
the rainy days.
You know, like now I feel like kids, not necessarily our kids, but just kids in general need like their minds constantly on something. And like back then, man, we were just excited to have something to do, you know, because your mind was not on anything the majority of the time.
Yeah.
So
They
it's
didn't
like
have
when
phones.
it was on something, man, it was awesome.
You had,
But
you
we
had to
could
wait
also
for a specific
take-
30-minute window to watch a TV show. You
But-
had to watch it
But
then.
we could take a 5-hour car ride and be bored the whole time. And it was perfectly acceptable parenting for us to be bored the whole time.
It was probably...
It was our own fault because we didn't bring a book.
That's probably why those
a
Pokemon
flashlight.
games, red, blue, yellow, those were so popular because people had something to do on the little Game Boy.
I remember the Pizza Hut demo bisque. And that's another thing. Remember how freaking cool things used to be that come in like Happy Meals or Burger King Kid Meals? All that stuff. Man.
I mean, you're talking to the guy who dug through dumpsters daily, so yes.
They just don't know. I never thought I'd be the one saying that. They just don't know how cool they used to
we
be.
found fun old beer cans, stepping on them, making crunch a sound around our shoes. Once you step on them, the bottom and top clamps around the bottom of your shoe, and you can walk around making a loud
Everybody's
crunching noise.
all about the Tony Hawk games.
Oh, yeah?
You think we will finally get a new Typhlosion card? I can't say Cinequil being
that's
started
right.
for a new game.
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. I mean, Typhlosion is up there with, he's like the
Casper toys.
Gen
from
2
Pizza Hut.
Charizard.
I don't remember those.
I don't remember.
We didn't get a
Casper
whole
toys
lot
either.
of toys from Pizza Hut. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, I got two of these
Anytime
Rumble
we did it, it
boxes.
was like a meal thing. But I'd like to see some of those Casper toys. I bet that would be cool. Want to acquire another sealed one. Cool Rumble box.
Talking about these up here. For those of you who don't know, this is a pretty exclusive set. Not a lot of people even know about them. You actually, I think it's 16 cards inside. You can kind of see what it contains right there. This is the
It
only
was
way you
not
can get that stuff.
acceptable to me.
But they all say Pokemon Rumble. We've got two left. This
It's
one's like
bent.
a crunch spot.
Oh, you said that.
And I got one that's a little bit better.
Yeah, you have nail or screws. Can you bring those to Daddy,
He
please?
poured out all those screws. Got some deck screws.
This is not eating them. I know.
They wouldn't taste good.
It was not acceptable to me. You must have been the book reader.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever seen
That
the
it?
top 75th anniversary stamped Pokemon cards? Oh, he put his Cheez-Its in it.
I think I've seen one. In fact, it might have been Pokemon Radar that
Here you
had
go.
one of them. Did anybody talk to me or mention what the controversy was that someone mentioned back then?
I didn't see it. Well, if you guys are still
I guess I
there,
can't give an opinion on it because I don't.
we don't
know
know
what
what
it is,
controversy
but-
you're talking about, which is, fine for me. But Rusty also doesn't know, which is a
He
problem.
wants to open up the pack. I'll just grab a pack from over here real quick. That way we can see it was an opening video and then we'll finish that.
Okay, so that's it. Then we're gonna go feed our children
I'm not hungry.
because the
Although I do
Ate
feel like
donuts
I've
and
just digested a lot of it now.
pack of Cheez-Its wasn't acceptable.
All right, we're gonna do a little pack battle. You open up.
Oh,
These should be heavy.
these are my favorite now. Ever since you voted these.
Does Rusty need more tape?
Are you serious? You just opened some of these?
Well, we do
Are these
have
working then?
a lot of tape, but man, we go through it, dude.
Oh, we go. That's
Go
all your
through
whole
some.
stack. We go through some
All right,
tape.
here we go.
I'm
Yeah.
a pro at this.
Let's pull one off the
Although my
back.
nails aren't none.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Oh wait, off the back.
Yeah.
Can I
Oh, yeah.
open one?
Hold on, baby. Sarah, if you open one, you'd beat everybody.
Another one off the back. Mr. Fuji. Last one off the back. So now it should be the very back. Oh, I got a golem. It's gonna be. You have to get a good rare to beat golem. All right. Hold on. Let me look at her Kabuto and make sure it's not the slash error. All right. Keep going. You're good. Got the horsey.
I want to do one.
Come on up here and give me
Do
some
that.
good luck, baby
We'll let
girl.
you do the. We'll let you do the last pack. I got one more. These were going to be opened up at the $5,000 mark. So since I didn't eat all the donuts, we're going to do
It's
this.
only fair.
All right. So the next card will be at 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that Lapras right there could be expensive.
Lapras, one of my favorites. She's so pretty.
Ditto's an easy grade. All right, so let's see what you got. These are heavy. I had 3 heavy packs.
Don't touch my face.
Well, I guess they can look at the condition then. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty
Pretty.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna give this to
Sarah's
Sarah.
gonna open it.
Yeah, I'm going to give her the cards.
You're not gonna let her open it? You
All
know
right,
she
here
has
you go.
good luck when she opens. Here, come
All
on.
right, so the last time she opened up a pack, she pulled the Shiny V Charizard from Champion's Path.
PSA 10.
Sent it. Well, it wasn't a PSA 10. I sent it to Beckett, and it actually got the pristine 10.
Hold on. Look at
All right, so hold them up right
And it
here.
was a pack that she like knocked off the table and she's like, "Ooh, I want to open this." And I called it.
How do you think you would do in a Poke charity boxing match? I've never
You're doing
boxed,
so
but
good.
I'm pretty
Are
fast.
you helping her? Are you telling her what she's supposed to be doing?
All right.
Come here.
I'll just let her go straight through here.
Oh, come here.
Hold them up about right there. There we go. Now pull this one off the back. There you go. Oh, you got to show it to him. Got the Arbok. All right, pull another one off the back. Thanks, guys, for all of you who stuck around for over 2 hours. That's impressive if you've been here since the beginning.
Pretty.
All right. All right, pull this card off the back for her. Hold on, let Emma get that one. Let Emma get that one. Go ahead. Nope, just the one. You got to hold it up right there.
Girl.
Now pull one card off the back. All right. Okay, we'll let Sarah finish it up. Now you can pull them from the front. Oh, she's showing. Oh, who knows what that one was?
It's okay.
That's all right. Keep showing them. There you go.
It's just little.
It's a shiny one. All right, show it to them. We got the Aerodactyl. All right.
Ooh, that one's shiny.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, go ahead and look
Thank
at
you,
it.
Timothy.
Thanks, guys, for
Thank you,
sticking
Doug
around
Mark.
and all the questions. Sorry I didn't make it to 2 dozen donuts. I ate 15 for those of you who stuck around but didn't see that part. So we opened up some packs and answered some questions. Anyways, I'll announce the winners for the Nami other packs. I was going to do it
Emma,
this
what
video
are
if it
you
wasn't live, but it is, so I don't know how to show my screen for that kind of stuff. And we'll get that out to you soon. Thanks.
Oh, I don't have